Yes, people, welcome back. Monday nights under the lights. Love Island is finished. It's back to football talk now. So we've got the best of both, like Hovis, as they say. People, make sure you do like and subscribe. It's never a foul right now. And there's 50 of you already in here. So if there's 50 of you in here, please hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you're new. And most importantly as well, it's not just about us, it's about you guys in the comments, but the panel as well. Please make sure you subscribe to Grizz, Egal TV, Matisse, all of the channels are down below, man. We're all a football family, so please make sure you support. If you watched last week's show, it was about a starting 11. Today, it's about another starting 11, but a different concept. So before we get into it, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe. And I'm going to come to Grizz first. Grizz, welcome to, obviously, Never a Foul. Hopefully going to see you in here at some point in the studio as well. But yeah, how you doing, my brother?
I'm doing well, my friend. Thank you very much for inviting me on. It's a pleasure.
Debut.
It's my debut, yeah. Debut. It don't feel like it though, you know. That's what the beauty of it. That's what I'm talking about, innit? But that's what's lovely about it. It don't feel like a debut because obviously I've been speaking to Daps for a little while now. I met him, went for some lovely brunch in a posh place. I took him, you know what I mean? Went for payback.
Wait, who paid?
Yeah, he
paid. To confirm, he paid.
No, but I'm admitting I'm paying, and I'm admitting I'm waiting for payback.
Request him on Revolut.
Well, no. I'm demanding it, and you know what, it's wicked because Big Steve's in the chat, yeah. And Steve, you know how you took Saeed to the most expensive restaurant? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing right now. I'm
love that, people. Make sure you subscribe him, man. To Grizz's channel. He set the bar high. Now Daps has got to respond. In Egal, I love the top that you're repping tonight as well. Plug all your channel. Let people know where they can find you. And I'm buzzing to have you on, man. So big up every time.
Nah, big up to having me. Big up to you guys, man. I think it's the first time having a stream with this panel ever. So it's like big up to you guys also. Been watching all your content. But yeah, man, you guys already know where to catch me. EGTV, Egal on TikTok, Twitter, and it's just the YouTube channel called EGTV. So yeah, mostly Arsenal content, but we do talk about other clubs on what, Sundays and Thursdays. Yeah,
I know Daps is on Vibes from the 6 as well, where you have different teams on. So make sure you go and watch that as well on Sundays. Good vibes, good energies every time. And here we go. We've got Reece James, MAH. We've got Matisse in the building. First time on with me. Obviously, I know. Obviously, I've linked up with you on Rance's stream or Statman Baines' stream as well. But it's good to have you on Never a Foul. Obviously, you've just come over from Love Island where you do a stream with Daps as well. But yeah, plug all your things, Matisse. I hope you're well and everything. It's good to have you on, man.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure. I feel like I've been on Never a Foul before. Maybe on the Chelsea show you got. I think you got a Chelsea show.
Oh, wow.
You have.
Yeah,
I think I was on one time.
Oh, he went on.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if that thing's still running. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Right. You didn't get the next series. You know what I mean? But I was on that. I was on that one time. Man. So. Yeah, listen,
you can forget that if you want, Matisse.
Oh, I love that. We'll count this as the full international.
This is my debut. Okay,
yeah, that was under 21.
That was I came on, but I didn't touch the football. Come back off. This is my real debut. I'm coming in here. Okay, cool.
Did a gig, then jumped to a different country.
I love that. Matisse, obviously, I know you use Twitch as well, so just plug everything so people know where to find you on both platforms, man.
Yeah, I mean MAH, YouTube, and then Twitch is there as well. And Matisse Armani. That's all you need to follow. Obviously, the social media is there, but you know that's not what we monetize on. So don't worry about all that. All right.
I love that, people. Like I say, man, just keep supporting. Make sure you're hitting the like and subscribe. There's 80 of you already in, and the show hasn't started. And I know when the show starts, it's gonna get very tactical in here. So, like I said, people, hit that like button. Like Cass says, the Have says, hit that like button. City will sell him after next season, talking about Grealish already. Grealish will come good, lads. There's so many comments. Obviously, I can't get through everyone, people, but of course, I love all your comments. Big up everyone in the chat. Love that. I'm scrolling through a few more. Ilyas, you're late. I know, but lateness is greatness, hopefully.
Ilyas and Mod.
Yeah, big up.
A lot of mods in here. Raheem, hold tight, Raheem in here. Yes, Steve.
As well.
Easy people.
Make sure you smash that like. And like I said, get your comments in, people, because it's going to be some interesting debates. So I think it's only right that obviously we start with the goalkeeper. So people, if you're locked in right now, the concept is picking a starting 11 from goalkeeper all the way to the striker of players that need to step up, players that need to perform. It could be any team from the Premier League. And I think this one is going to, raise a few eyebrows. There's going to be some positions where there might be 3 that we need to pick from. And then what happens is the panel here, we all vote and put one player into that position. Big up Suits as well. You can come here and give us a quick wave. Lovely. So here we go. That's what it looks like right now.
Or manager's a good one as well.
That is going to be filled in with players. That question mark will be filled in. Not teams, but individuals. So as you see, what we'll do now, we'll show it now. We'll probably show it at the halfway stage and then at the end as well. So, yeah, I think it's only right that we start with the goalkeeper. And, you know, this one here, a lot of people are going to say straight away, De Gea, like Statman Baines, big up every single time. But, Egal, you're nodding. So I think it's only right we start with you.
You know what?
What's your goalkeeper this season?
I wrote this down, and I'm thinking between De Gea and Ramsdale, even before Statman Baines said it. So the reason why I'm saying Ramsdale is because even though he started off well at Arsenal, he dipped at the end of the season, and like people are questioning like what's going to happen next season. Can he do it the whole entire season? There's still a little bit of question marks over Ramsdale, even though he's a good goalkeeper. But for me, it has to be De Gea. I'm saying De Gea has to make sure he keeps up his levels, because there's questions over his future at Manchester United. And it's not even shots, but like in my opinion, I think you guys need to move on in the future from De Gea personally. So this is a big move. This is probably going to be a big season for him. I don't know how he's going to work under Ten Hag. He's not the best at distribution, so I don't know how he's going to work with Ten Hag. So we're going to have to see if he can improve that, because I know Petr Cech's a footballing legend, but when he came to Arsenal and Emery came in, it definitely was different for him when being that great goalkeeper, but asking him to do something different at his later end of his career. So we'll have to wait and see where he goes from here.
Okay, it's interesting. You know what? As obviously as a Man United fan, I know I'm wearing a PSG kit today. I've got to mix it up a bit. But do you know what? I do really agree with you on the De Gea point in terms of he needs a big season, because I've always said in terms of like goalkeepers, when you look at the three attributes they need, I said it on a show with Baines. I said that goalkeepers need to be commanding of their area, catching the ball, relieving pressure, also good with the ball at their feet, of course, starting out from the back, but also shot stopping as well. And I always feel like with De Gea personally, he only has one of the three, and that is shot stopping. He's never good at commanding his area, never really relieves pressure, and he's not really good with the ball at his feet. And now if you look at the other two keepers I'll compare that with, you've got Alisson, who I think can do everything. I think he's the best keeper in the league. He also catches the ball well. And then you've got Matisse's keeper, which is Mendy. I don't feel like the best with the ball at his feet. However, he relieves pressure, he's commanding his area, and he can shot stop. So you've got three keepers there that I feel like have 1, 2, and 3 stages of that. Matisse, what do you think on this goalkeeper situation? Obviously, Egal said Ramsdale or De Gea. I'm surprised by the Ramsdale shout, but where do you stand with this?
I'm not gonna lie, De Gea was a shout for me as well, because I've been saying it on the Big Six for a while. I feel like this is a keeper that, yes, he's a strong shot stopper, but I've seen him give away the ball so often playing out from the back. He clears it into touch sometimes, or there's been moments where he's put it into midfield and they've been dispossessed. And that's part of the game now. As a goalkeeper, you have to be good on the ball. You can't just give the ball away and say, "Oh, it's not my main responsibility. I'm just here to save shots, but I can't keep possession, or I can't pick people out." And then, like Egal said, especially with Ten Hag coming in, you know he's going to want to play out from the back. There's a very clear style. There's a set way of playing, and they've got other players in that back line who can't play very well out from the back as well, that they need to sort out. But as you said, it's not even just that; it's the lack of commanding presence in the box with the set pieces. He's not very commanding as well. So it's like you can only have so many. I know his shot stopping is great, and Man United fans will say he's not the biggest problem, whatever have you will. But at the end of the day, when you're picking up the most amount of money out of all the goalkeepers in the Premier League, what is it, 350,000 or something like that?
Is that what he's on?
Yeah.
He's on a lot of money.
Yeah,
he's on big boy money. I think it's like 350 or 375k a week.
Like, third highest paid player in the league.
Yeah. And you've got some holes in your game. Whew, listen, they need to be fixed and rectified, or maybe we need to look at replacing him the summer after. So I think this is a very big season for him, because Ten Hag, he knows what he wants. Do you know what I mean? It's very clear. He already binned off, the Austrian manager. Do you know what I mean? Because he was like, I'm not even feeling your approach as a DOF. I know what I want. He's one of them
as well.
Yeah, he's a militarian. So let's see. It's going to be interesting, but I definitely go to here. I think that's a great shout.
Okay. You'll go to get as well. Don't know if this is true, by the way. Matisse, just while we're talking to you, obviously I can't really check Twitter. I'm on the show live streaming right now, but Matt Lord's one of the reliablest journalists I've seen. Aki to Chelsea just reported. So I don't know if anyone could confirm that, but that'd be a very interesting signing, especially with the back three, ability to play left back and centre back. So yeah, if anyone gets any more on that, let us know. But I just thought I'd throw that up there. So,
wow.
Yeah, interesting one.
For real?
Yeah, I don't know. Matt Law, if it is him, he's very good for
Chelsea. That's why we need to replace him. We are going to have to get him.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. It's been going around for a while. I spoke about it today in my video. Tuchel likes Ake a little bit, and Kimpembe is like maybe the left-footed options in that back three.
Okay.
And obviously, We're also being linked with De Ligt, both of them Dutch, so maybe potentially some chemistry there. Who knows? So Ake is an interesting one because he's like, for a back three, you could definitely make it work.
Plays like that for Holland as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, he plays like that for Holland. But again, it's weird one because we're kind of like chasing everybody that Man City are potentially willing to let go. It's like Man City's reserves or sellable assets. It's like eating out of a dumpster in Mayfair. Like the food probably still going to taste pretty good. I was saying this to Daps. It's not like we're eating at some bummy restaurant. Do you know what I'm saying? But we're still taking the scraps. So I'm not excited about an Ake because I don't think he's an upgrade on Rudiger. He's definitely not in my opinion.
No, he's not.
He's definitely not an upgrade. He maybe is a squad player. We've got a player called Levi Colwell coming through. So
who knows? Huddersfield had a good year.
We'll see.
I don't want to turn the show into a transfer show, but it seems mad because like people keep saying about Sterling. If Sterling goes, do we replace him? I don't think we do. But if we sell Ake, we have to replace him. Otherwise, we're going to leave ourselves too short. We saw at the end of last season what happens with a couple of injuries. Can't be getting rid of centre backs. Seems surprising. That must be a big fee.
I hope not.
No, but it must be. Otherwise, why would City sell him?
If it is, then why would we buy him? Is my question as well. So it's a weird one. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Grizz, what's your view on keeper?
Oh, what were you going to say on Chelsea? I've got loads of views on Chelsea. Matisse knows that.
No, don't ask Chris.
But yeah, keeper wise, I think it's clear. I think it's De Gea, especially with the appointment of Ten Hag. Ten Hag's whole philosophy is going to be all about possession and being comfortable. And De Gea is probably the most uncomfortable in possession out of all the top keepers. So if you're looking for a keeper that's going to play progressive football from the back, and if he's going to try to look for players like De Jong at the 6, who's predominantly just a ball player, technical player, who's going to be giving a lot of passes to your keeper, it's not about just shot stopping. This is 2022. Is it 2022? Just making sure. Yeah, it's 2022. Yeah. Just making sure, it's a bit late. But yeah, in this modern day and age, it's not about your shot stopping. Like, don't get me wrong, De Gea is like the old school Pat Jennings when it comes to goalkeeping. But he's like Pat Jennings on the ball as well. So he's got up his game and get.
Don't show people your age, bro.
No. Okay, Gordon Bankston, I can go back. But it's it's for me. It's De Gea. He's got to step up and he's got to learn. And I think it's going to be a brave call from the coach because he's going to want a progressive keeper that can hold on to the ball when they play it back to him. I know he gets some nasty balls from Maguire, all angles and shit. You know what I mean, from Wan-Bissaka. But he's got to get better. And I think he's the one who's got to step up. And that's not discounting his shot-stopping ability, which is supreme still. But as Matisse was saying, I think Matisse was saying the modern-day keeper has to be so much more.
Yeah, 100%. No, I can understand why you say that. And do you know what? As a Man United fan, obviously, you can tell already the first position is going to be filled by De Gea. I don't even think we need to vote on that because it's already 3 to 4 votes. As you can see here, people, if you just locked in, by the way, as you can see, we're going to go from a starting 11, from goalkeeper to starting striker in terms of players that need to step up this season. And that's what we're going to be debating about in this show. And also as well, big up the panel every time. Like I said, people, make sure you are liking and subscribing to the video. We're probably over 100 likes. There's 120 of you watching. And if you're here watching us, hit that like and subscribe, but also subscribe to Matisse, Egal, and Grizz's channel. They're all below, man. We're a football family, so it's just as important you show love to everyone, man. Do you know what I was going to touch on just before we move on to the left back? I actually was just going to throw a curveball. My decision was Pickford, just because I feel like where Everton want to head and where they want to go, I just feel like with Pickford, there's always been a question mark about him. There's never been a season where we're like, Pickford is that guy. I just feel like he scrapes by. He makes some great saves, but he also makes errors. And if Everton and Lampard do want to move forward, I feel,
it's England.
Yeah, even England. Yeah, there you go. Even England.
If he wants his England place,
even wants his England place, there you go. And I just think he's one of them ones that's vulnerable. And I just think he kind of gets away with it a bit because he's at Everton. So I think if you're working away from the top 6, Pickford for me is the one that could be, Everton could look for another keeper in 12 months. Right, perfect, guys. Yeah, Gal's nodding. You see?
I was gonna say Pope also going to Newcastle for the money.
Okay,
Pope. That's gonna be another one who's gonna need a big season because everyone at Newcastle is gonna have to step up if they want to stay around with the money coming in.
Especially when you look at where they're heading, they're looking for a top 10 finish, if I'm honest, as well. So we're gonna go on to left backs, people, and
left back or right back?
We'll go left back. Yeah, we'll go left back first. And Grizz, I'm going to start with you on this. I'm going to mix it up so everyone gets their say on who where to start and stuff. And we're looking at left backs this season. Obviously, there's a few that, you know, could be standing out in terms of European football. But Premier League, Robertson's there. You got Cucurella, who had a good season at Brighton. But in terms of, you know, people that need to step up, maybe coming back from injury, where are you sitting on this one?
I know where you're going with that one.
I could easily, and this is no gas. I could easily pick the whole United team.
Look, comments and nothing this one now. Look.
Yeah, sure, exactly. I was gonna go there, but wow. I'm gonna test Egal's nerve and say Tierney.
Yes,
because
that's a good shout.
Because he's my apart from Robertson, he's my favorite player. He's my favorite left back. Sorry, I consider him. I consider his ceiling, and I've had bare heat of Liverpool fans for this, but I consider his ceiling higher than Robertson's. That's how much I rate this guy. Doesn't mean he's reached. Yeah, I don't mean he's reached that. Don't mean he's better than him, but I think overall, as a footballer, he has a higher ceiling than Robertson. Robertson's clear at the moment, of course he is, but Robertson's probably at his peak right now. Tierney is that good. That's how much I rate Tierney. But and I don't mean it from a talent point of view, just natural. But he's got to step up in terms of whether it's stay fit, remain fit, sort out a routine, or get with the doctors, get with the medical people, and sort this out because you're too young, you're too good, you're too talented to be broke up all the time. So,
and I think if he doesn't, he's going to lose the place at Arsenal. Yeah. I think it's that simple. If he doesn't sort out this season, he's gone.
You want to know something?
Arsenal will. Yeah, go
on. There's nothing to test here. I'm not going to lie to you. You're right. Kieran Tierney does have to have a big season. And just so you know, when he was playing well, Real Madrid reportedly were in for him. A bunch of other teams were looking at him as a possible option for Marcelo replacement. So, there's no doubting his quality. It's just his fitness issues. Can you stay fit for a full season? Because if you don't stay fit for another season, and we've missed out on top 4 2 seasons in a row because of fitness issues with our players coming to the back end of the season, and we didn't have enough cover.
You had your worst games this season when you had Tavares stepping in. Some of your worst performances are because you had that. You know what I mean? Tavares stepping into Tierney.
I thought he was. Do you know what? I'm not going to say I disagree with you, Grizz, but I think in terms of Tavares' run up until the Anfield game, I thought he was actually playing quite well.
That was the new signing hype. That was the new signing hype.
Okay, fair enough.
There was even in
horrible
those games,
player, Tyrone. Horrible,
even in those games,
even
in those games,
horrible.
He had moments where he was absolutely terrible. The thing is, Nuno Tavares, we don't have to worry about him. He's going on loan. If a 50 million bid came in for Kieran Tierney today, everyone here would probably sell him. But no one's going to coming in. No one's coming in for him. I have a left shout though. I wouldn't actually pick Kieran Tierney. I would have, and I wouldn't pick Luke Shaw either because I think everyone here knows about Luke Shaw. I would say Chilwell because Chilwell coming back into that Chelsea side, coming back from the injury that he had, where he missed majority of the season, especially how ruthless Chelsea has been in the past, getting rid of players. I think he has to have a big season coming back into the team, acclimatizing back with Chelsea after a long time out with an injury. I don't know if is he even back from training yet because I know Kieran Tierney's back for preseason, but when it comes to Chilwell, I'm not.
He was doing light training, yeah, but. I don't know because I know obviously we've been ruthless, but I don't think we'll be ruthless anymore. With the new ownership, it doesn't seem to be the way we're going about things. Luke Shaw is a very easy choice because I mean, to be honest, I don't think it's a big season for Luke Shaw. I think it should be over for Luke Shaw at Man United, really, if they're serious about moving on. Tierney's a good shout. I'll probably go Lucas Digne because I think he was signed for a lot of money. He was signed for a lot of money at Aston Villa. And Aston Villa are that kind of club where they don't want to be the new Everton, where they spend a truckload of money on players and they don't actually do anything. And he's one of the players that is expected to be a proper threat down that left-hand side and bring assists and bring even some goals at times. So I think he's part of that new Aston Villa under Gerrard. He's got to be one of the best left backs in the league, which is what people were calling him at one point. So yeah, I'd say Lucas Digne because he cost a lot. Tierney's a good shout, but I feel like if I'm being completely honest, I don't know if Tierney's going to get over his injury issues. He just looks like as if he's just in a spiral of just constantly getting injured, and he doesn't play a position where you can play yourself out of it. That's that part of the pitch on the flanks. It's just constant action. You're playing against Aliciers, you're playing against all these wingers that are just going to just go at you constantly and just give you headaches. So Yeah, I'm gonna go with Lucas Digne.
Do you know what? Yeah, already I've just messaged that, so I can't just say it to when you're speaking and interrupt you. But this show already, and I'm glad it's not been done elsewhere, is already into left back, and you can see shouts which are coming from all you guys, which actually make good context. You know what I mean? Like the Lucas Digne one, I didn't even think of that, but 100% agree with that. Kieran Tierney one, I'm with that, and the reason I say Kieran Tierney, and I think James has put up here, is in terms of availability. Availability is the best ability, and Tierney for me don't have it. I think
this is a conversation me and you had when we started Never a Foul about a year and a half ago about John Stones and Eric Bailly.
Yep.
That basically both of them can be great defenders, but if they can't step up, and with defenders, it's so important because when a back four loses one of the back four, it throws the whole rhythm. Defense out. Defense needs rhythm, and the only thing I was going to say is, firstly, people keep smashing the likes. This panel, so when you're talking about, you know, what it brings, we haven't just thrown together a panel. We haven't just reached out and gone, let's get some big people on. It's people that, and if you go back and watch last week's, it's people that talk context. It's people that aren't trying to point score. It's called Rivals Not Virals because we're actually talking football. So it has been pulled together for that. I was going to say Chilwell as well. But I don't think it should be Chilwell, because the only reason I'm saying Chilwell is because of how important he is to Chelsea and how important he is to England. Right? But that's because of how good he is. So I don't think it's fair to put someone that generally, apart from the injury,
and it's his first big injury. It's not like he's been there 6 or 5 years to then.
He's had one injury, and England are playing Trippier at left back. Chelsea's season, well, Matisse loves Alonso, so I mean,
love him. I think we'll actually bring in someone to replace Alonso. I hope we will, and then Chilwell will be eased in. I don't think Chilwell's under this pressure where if you don't perform this season, we're just going to forget all the context of the fact that you just came back for a year. It's like Van Dijk when he picked up that massive injury. He recovered quite well, but if he had taken time to get back into it for Liverpool, no one would have batted an eyelid and said, "Oh, Van Dijk's finished." Well, no one should have. Do you know what I mean? So I think he'll get his time to recover.
And like when you look at Achilles and cruciate ligament injuries, when they come back, their first season actually is never like their best season. It's always the year after that. So even for me with Chilwell, being honest, as obviously a Man United fan, I'm not expecting Chilwell to come in and hit the ground running. Even maybe by April next year or March next year, we might be like, Chilwell's coming back. And I think that's where Chelsea will have that patience with him, because it's not like it's the first injury that's ever happened to a big Chelsea player. And I think all of us here know how long it can take from a big injury. And I think we're going to go. Do you want to say something?
I was gonna say, who's Matisse gonna have to break the tie, because we have a 4-way tie.
I'm gonna go. Well, I'm gonna go with Tierney. Grizz is gonna go with Tierney.
No, I'm gonna go with Tierney.
I'm happy with Tierney. I'm happy with Tierney. Yeah.
Okay, love that, people. If someone's asked in the comments, so I can see it when I'm scrolling up, what's the concept to the show? Like I said, there's 150 of you watching now, so I'm just gonna keep giving you little debriefs. So basically, we're going from goalkeeper to starting 11 of players that need to step up this season. It could be anyone in the Premier League. And then what happens is us guys all debate it. And then as you just seen with the left back, we then vote. But like I said, people, make sure you're hitting the like button, subscribing to the guys in the panel as well, because they also make the show. We've got Grizz Khan here. We've got Egal TV, and we've got Matisse as well. I always say, is it Matisse Amani? Is that right?
Yeah, Matisse. Matisse is the first name.
Matisse. Perfect. So there you go, man. Make sure you're subscribing, checking all the content out, people, because we're all here as a football family. Centre back. I'm probably going to start this because, as you can see, people, we've got De Gea here, Tierney in. I think one of them is obvious, and I'm going to hold my hands up straight away and say he has to go in there. It's Harry Maguire.
No buts, no maybes.
In terms of Harry Maguire, no ifs, no buts. I think this can be short and sweet. He signed for 80 million, and he came to a team like Manchester United, and in short, it's never going to work out. And the reason why I don't think it's going to work out is this. You go from playing at a team like Leicester, who sit back deep. And it's so funny because I don't really listen to Sky Sports and stuff, but Paul Merson said it and he was bang on.
It's not usually bang on, though.
Yeah, it's not exactly, but
bang on it, but
yeah. Love that. But in terms of like Manchester United and the style, we've got Ten Hag now. He likes to play forward football, defenders being good on the ball, which Maguire is. But in terms of the way Maguire suits a team is, heading the ball out from deep, being in the 6-yard box, being that Burnley, that sort of Crystal Palace defender. I'm sorry, but you come into Manchester United, where you're meant to win 75 to 80% of your games, play a higher line, and you also dominate the ball. Leicester, what were they prone for? A counter-attacking team. They suffered possession. They didn't mind it. They hit teams on the break. Now you're at Manchester United, where you've now got Ten Hag, He's going to want the ball more than any other manager we've had in the last 9 years. And for me, it's a massive, massive season for him. The first thing I'll be doing if I'm Ten Hag this week, and I don't want to ruffle any feathers, is taking the captaincy of him. The quicker you do it, the quicker the team can adjust ready for the new season. Harry Maguire goes in there for me. I don't know if anyone has any other sayings on one of the centre-backs.
To potentially avoid going with 2 Manchester United centre-backs.
Yeah.
We all know Harry Maguire at this point, yeah? It's the same kind of situation with Luke Shaw. We know Harry Maguire at this point. Is Harry Maguire going to defend in a high line for a possession-based team? I personally think his time at Manchester United is ticking down. It's on a clock. But because he costs so much and he earns so much, he's not easy to move. Dare I say it, he was linked to Barcelona today, which I thought was an absolute travesty to the sport. But who is getting away with murder is Raphael Varane, the Champions League Varane, the big boy, big summer signing, who is meant to be this incredible top tier Champions League winning defender, French international. I'm expecting more from him at this point than Harry Maguire. I know what Harry Maguire is about, but I need to see, if we're talking about who needs to step up next season, of course, Maguire needs to step up every season. But Varane really needs to step up.
You're spot on. You're spot on.
He really needs to step up.
Now, Varane has been getting a free ride this season. He's got a free ride with people who go, no, Varane's been all right. When has he been all right?
I think when he started, we've only lost like 5 or 6 games with him. I just think it's his second season syndrome. We've seen how many players come to the Premier League. We've got to take into account Madrid might have stole us with the knee injuries he had. He's 29 now. I think this is the season
so he needs a good season.
So he needs a good season.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
You've talked yourself into your own
by saying that,
you need to get into the team. You've just said, he needs to step up. Yeah, you know what?
You said it. He needs a big season. That's the title of the show.
That's the title of the show.
Big season. I don't think he can be the culprit of that. Maguire is definitely in there.
You just said it. He needs a big season. Second season. Diaz didn't need a second season.
Yo, guys, this doesn't have to be 11 of guys that we don't rate. It can be. We can rate the players and still say you have to step up.
And I think the fact that
I'm seeing people throw in Maguire. I'm seeing people throw in Varane. I'm seeing people throw in John Stones. These are not players that we have to say, you know what, they're going to be terrible next season and we're not going to see them step up. You can be like, you know what, you have a chip on your shoulder going into the season and you have to improve.
The thing is, I think if you rate the player, if you rate the player, that is more reason for them to be in. Because if you don't rate someone, then you're not expecting them to have a big season next year. But because everybody's saying, oh, Varane, he had injuries. Again, you can't have injuries. You need to be consistently fit. Availability is an ability. If you're going to be a leading centre back for Manchester United, which you would expect him to be, then next season is a big season for Varane. Is next season a big season for Maguire? I'm not really sure, because I think Maguire's pretty much almost done anyway. Who expects anything from Maguire?
I hear the logic. Okay, so Matisse, just asking you directly, if I said to you, right, pick Maguire or Varane, then would you pick Varane over Maguire?
I'd pick Varane because next season my eye is on Varane. My eye is not on Maguire.
Okay.
I'm expecting Maguire to mess up. My eye is on Varane because everybody rates Varane and everybody says Varane's got nothing to prove. Someone just said in the comments. Okay, well then I'm expecting a brilliant season from Varane then at Man United. Do you know what I'm saying?
Spot on.
Yeah, okay. Now here, this is brilliant. Like I said, people, 100 likes already. People, 175 of you watching. So make sure you're sharing, and I hope you're enjoying the stream and obviously this idea we've put together here. Big up Matisse, Grizz, Egal, and my co-host Daps every single time. Keep those likes going to 200. We've got Varane in. We swapped around then for Maguire. My other shout, if it was going to be, I wasn't going to say 2 United centre backs. I was going to say Tyrone Mings, because I think this guy's a fraud.
Nobody rates him.
No, I don't rate him.
Yeah, it's true.
He's there with Maguire. He's there with Maguire.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have to find another centre back.
I've got.
Go on,
so for me,
unless it's both of them,
you got to look at team. I feel like you have to look at teams, that people are. So I was thinking, could it be Thiago, right? Only because he's going to have 1 or 2 defenders coming in that are new to the league that he is going to have to help out. We know he can, but he has to step out. Now, I'm not going to put him forward, but for that same reason, I then look at someone like, the guy Tottenham bought last summer.
Romero,
who everyone's talking up massively.
Brilliant.
Everyone's talking up how good he is. Now, again, everyone's talking up Tottenham, right? So something needs to work at Tottenham.
So get them to the next level. You can't just be.
Can I give you a shout?
Showed the other week. You can't just like it isn't about like Egal just said who's better or whatever. We're talking about who needs to have, and this is based on for that team to achieve what they need to achieve.
Yeah,
and for me, it's on him because people are telling me next season he becomes a world beater.
Yeah,
right.
I agree. Yeah.
For that reason, I put maybe a Tottenham defender in there. Or
this is interesting. Okay, Egal, go on.
Since Grizz tested me earlier, I'm gonna test Grizz. But it's not a shot. It's actually like I think this guy is a baller. Ibrahim Konate. He hasn't had a chance to play the whole season as the main man because Matip was playing so well. So this season, I want to see if he can stamp his authority as the main man next to Van Dijk and push Matip out of that side and say, you know what, I'm the guy for the future. I'm the guy that's going to be here for Liverpool for the next coming years, 5, 6, 7 years, and stamp his authority this season. I think he did a good job in the back end of last season. And he went on a ridiculous run where he didn't lose when him and Van Dijk played together. So I hear people saying Ben White also, but in my opinion, I think Ben White came in for a 50 million price tag. No matter what, he has something to prove regardless. So I'm saying Ibrahim Konate because I think he could be one of the best centre backs in the world in a couple of years.
I'm going to let Grizz defend. Grizz defend.
No, there's nothing to defend. I don't think Egal's got a good understanding of what the show's about. Well, it's like you said, step up. How is he gonna? If he steps up anymore, he's the world's best defender. He was magnificent. He was magnificent last season. He was magnificent last season every time he played. Now you want him to step up. Unless I don't get it, Tyrone and Daps, unless I don't get the gist of the show. We're talking about people that are looking to step up.
Yeah, step up.
Yeah, I don't
For
think
me,
Konate have to step up.
if I'm to circle back, you mentioned Ben White, and I think that's where you should have stopped. I agree with you. Ben White. And I tell you why. Because Saliba's just come in from a young player of the year season in Ligue 1. He plays on that right side centre-back position, does he not? And he's a wonder kid, right? And everybody's excited to see him, and everybody can't wait to see Saliba. And
Saliba, but Saliba's a shout as well, though.
Yeah, but he's young.
Unknown.
Arsenal fans have talked him up too much, man.
That's what I'm talking about, though. That the way they've talked him up, step up now, boy.
Yeah, but I feel like he can come in and have a good season, and people will say, well, it's his first season in Premier League. He's still, how old is he? Like 20? Or is he younger than that? Ben White cost 50 million, and he's now got a hungry, talented kid who's about to challenge his position. I'm assuming next to Gabriel. And if he does not step up and Saliba takes his place, I don't think he'll get that place back. Because defense is not really a position you're meant to really rotate too much. You're meant to have two solid centre backs that you can trust.
30 games a season. That's
and he's had the opportunity to have his partnership with Gabriel. Saliba's going to come in and try and break that because he wants a new contract. He wants stability in his career at Arsenal. He's been waiting for his chance for 2 years. He is literally like a firecracker. And if Ben White snaps this season, he could lose his position at centre back. And then how does he get that back? Then it could just be a negative
look at Martinez already, ain't they? Left centre back, and then they've got Gabriel already. Got Saliba coming back. There are options there for Arsenal that, like if someone doesn't step up, they've got depth there. People say about Arsenal's depth,
and Arsenal need Champions League. Arsenal need Champions League next season.
Like if they get, it's no question. That is what they have to get. Someone even threw Daps, even to come to you. Like I know, obviously, Ruben Diaz had a brilliant first season.
No. He was a thought for me.
Someone threw in there Ruben Diaz. Like, even if he's not in this, what do you think about him this season? Do you think it's bounce back season?
First season, he was sensational, right? And at the end of the season, I was like, he was sensational, rightly so. However, I'm not going to be sold on a player by one season, right? And I had this conversation with someone the other day and said, I understand the fans that might get a bit carried away with that. I'm not one of them. And I wanted to see a solid season this season. I wouldn't say I saw a poor season. I definitely did not see a poor season. But statistically, Stones and Laporte were both better than
they were good this year, yeah. I like Stones.
Admittedly, Stones played a lot less, but every time Stones stepped in, he did a sterling job. Laporte, I wasn't sure on Laporte. However, this season he reminded me, especially playing through injuries at the end. And the other thing is, Fernandinho's just gone, right? We need to work out who our club captain is. Now, is it going to be De Bruyne, or are they going to think more long-term and think Diaz? Because Diaz... So, for me, I hear the Diaz thing. I'm sorry, I'm not putting Diaz alongside Ben White in any walk of life. But I can hear and understand the Diaz why he might need a big season. The thing is, if he doesn't have a good season, does that impact City, or does Laporte and Stones step up?
That's the thing.
And I think what Matisse said, that's what it is, isn't it? It comes like who needs to step up. Like Varane, you know he's going to be starting, whereas Diaz, he does rotate. It's fine because the quality coming in is why you're there competing for 4 major trophies this season.
Is Ben White in the England squad at the moment as well? World Cup coming up?
Yeah, he is.
Very relevant. Yeah. This is the thing as well, this summer, where we're having these type of conversations, and the same with the transfer window, is so relevant because of, like, you got the first 3 months of the season are important because of not only for them as individuals, but for us as fans of our clubs. Of our countries. If we are fans, don't know if we are or not anymore, but we need people to step up. We need Chilwell back. We can't be playing a right back at left back. So we need... I don't know. I would go with Ben White for me. I think, especially with the talk of Arsenal's transfer window, are they going to have a good season? Well, their defense is very important to that.
Yeah. Okay. Do you know what? This is very good. People, if you're here, there's 108 of you still here. The comments are booting off. Please make sure you're hitting that like and subscribe button, and make sure you get your comments in as well. I'm loving it. I would get them all up, but I'm just pinning them up as we speak. And yeah, man, we're just going from there, guys, because I know we've got still other positions to go through. It's brilliant already. Grizz, let's speed through the votes. Who are you going with for your right centre back? So we've got left back, obviously Tierney. We've got Varane in, and then who are you going with?
There's no other option apart from Maguire for me.
Okay, yeah, fair. I'll throw it out there. I'm gonna have
That's
to
just me. Obviously, it's going to get outvoted, but I'm good with that. I'm good.
Yeah, do you know what? I'll go with Maguire with you, just because I know that Ben White's had his first season.
He has to step up. Yeah, man.
But he has to step up. But
£80 million centre back. He's been playing. Yeah, £80 million centre back, and according to criteria of what you explained to us at the start, there's no doubt this brother has to stand up next season. Otherwise, he's washed. He's done with.
Done. Finished. Egal, are you gonna go with your own team, or are you gonna go with Maguire?
I think guys are kind of underestimating Ben White. He was probably our better center back for a big portion of the season last season, and I'm gonna go with Maguire also.
Okay, and Daps, are you gonna go?
I'll go to Matisse first.
Okay. Oh, okay. Putting the pressure on you, Matisse.
Listen,
he's done with them. If it's 3 votes,
yeah. If it's 3 votes, I mean, Maggie, they're saying is fighting for his life. He is fighting for his life. I personally don't think he's gonna get to the surface, but we'll see.
He's got the armband.
He can't swim, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's got the armband.
You know what I'm saying? I thought it was a lost cause, but if you guys want to give him one more season, go for it. So let's put Maggie in there.
Okay, we're gonna go with Maguire then. All right, perfect. And we'll go into right back.
Just get that super chat.
Yeah, I'll get super chat. Actually, love that. Never stop this show. Insight is proper. Oh, I love that on my nose, man. Klopp 650 million equals every trophy. Are we going to demand those trophies from every other 650 million rebuild? I think it's only right with a super chat. Thank you so much, Omar. We answered that quickly. Does anyone want to answer that? Obviously, Grizz has been winning trophies. Staps has been winning trophies. But if other teams are spending 650 million. Do we expect?
Who are they talking about? Who's been spending 650 million?
You might be talking about United, but I think
you're not managing to spend money at the moment, bro.
Yeah,
I'm just going to very quickly give my opinion. I think it always depends context. It depends what base you're starting from. If you're talking about Brighton spending 650 million and then demanding trophies, you get what I'm saying, innit? It's a process thing, it's a stages thing. If you're saying Chelsea spend 650 million, then yeah, of course you're demanding trophies. So it depends where you're starting from, but. Yeah, good question. Yeah,
good question.
Ultimately, you are asking for trophies after 650 million.
Yes.
It depends what caliber of trophies. Some people invest that type of money, they never win a Champions League or a league. So it's like, yeah, it depends what type of trophy you're looking for.
Yeah, no, great question. Big up Omar Noise. And like I said, people, obviously like and subscribe to the video, subscribe to Matisse, subscribe to Grizz, subscribe to Egal, and most importantly, obviously like this video, subscribe here if you're new as well. And you can check out our Man United and Feed the Goat channel, which is Man City, down in the description below. Also part of Never a Foul. Right back, as you can see, people, so far, De Gea, Tierney, Varane, Maguire. Big up Soups every time, by the way. He's next to us right now doing the graphics as we go. Top technician right now. Love that. Right back. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. This was actually one position when I was coming to Daps, and I couldn't really nail one down. Like
me too,
this
man.
one for me, yeah, it's an open book. Matisse, I don't want to challenge you right now.
I got
180 people watching, but I like that you've got one. Please start this one off.
I've seen in the comments Lamptey. I've seen Livramento. I think he's injured. He's out for the year, so I don't think he could possibly be involved. Tomiyasu, I don't think he needs to be in it. I think Tomiyasu had a good season when he was fit. For me, And he had a great start before he got injured. He's captain for them. He was wearing the armband for them. He's in the England squad. I'd say Trippier, because he is now designated with the task to take Newcastle to that next level as captain. I'm pretty sure he's wearing the armband because Lascelles was put to the bench. Trippier is a very good player, and I know he's definitely going to be a starter. I would say that he's got to have a big season for Newcastle, because they are expecting to not be in the same predicament where they were in this season. They may even try, depending on the window they have, they may even try to push for that Conference League place, that top 10. And with the amount of signings that's going to come into Newcastle as captain, you're responsible for helping them gel and maintaining your own performance as captain, well. And
big shout, actually.
It's a big responsibility that he's got. So I'm gonna throw out Trippier, I think.
That's a good shout.
Okay, yeah. Daps, what do you think on that with Trippier?
Yeah, it's a good shout. It's a very good shout. I think Trippier impressed me so much when he came back in. Me and Grizz were actually speaking on Trippier earlier. The impact he had when he first arrived at Newcastle was massive, absolutely huge. And I think you're right. I mean, his delivery is sensational. We don't know who they're going to bring in yet, but I think he's going to be pivotal to Newcastle. And the other thing is you're trying to struggle to work out who it could be. And the only thing I keep coming back to is, again, I'm club over country, let me be clear, but I keep thinking about England, and I keep thinking, I would love to say Reece James and Trent for who starts for England. The problem is that I think Southgate doesn't have a clue how to manage either of them properly. So I'm going to put both of them out there.
Yeah, fair.
I think Trippier is a really good shout. You know, the only other one I would again throw in there is for Tottenham.
Emerson.
Well, at the moment, Emerson,
or Doherty. People forget Doherty as well.
Because again, everyone is talking up Tottenham's season, and right now we don't have one Tottenham player in this team. And I'm like,
they're going to buy someone. I think.
I was going to say,
they're going to buy someone.
Jed Spence. If they buy Jed Spence, he goes straight into
this.
Do you think though? This is the
that's harsh on him though.
This is the problem as well with Tottenham. You look at it.
But that's the pressure.
Doherty. If they get Jed Spence, one of them has to go, and I think it's Emerson that goes, because if you look before Doherty got injured, he was the one that was flying. I remember the game at Ellen Road, Tottenham. He should have like 5 assists in that game, and I felt like he's acclimatizing quicker than Emerson does. I think Egal's right.
He came from Wolves, right?
Yeah,
Wolves played in the way Conte would play.
So can we do that though? Since he hasn't signed yet, like he could end up staying.
You couldn't put him in there. No, he hasn't. He hasn't signed.
He's a bit harsh to a young lad.
He's gone back to Middlesbrough, obviously, because Nottingham Forest had him on loan. Ricardo Pereira's in the chat. They're putting him in.
Matisse, that was my shout. You know,
big shout. Yeah,
I think with him, big up Jerry James as well. Big up Hadj as well. I know you're back from your holiday. I see you in the comments as well. Love that, Hadj. In regards to it, like I think with Ricardo Pereira, what the thing is for me is that because I know he's a good player, I actually think his ceiling was really high before the injuries. Yeah, like he scored a big goal against Man City. I remember in terms of going forward, he can defend 1v1. He's up and down. He had that sort of the energy that you're seeing these new wing backs.
We were excited about him when we first started Never a Foul. I remember having shows about him. Yeah.
And we're talking about him. He's still a good age. Like people think of Ricardo Pereira. He was obviously at Porto before. And he's about 26 now. He's not like he's exactly old. And I just feel like with Leicester, which I want to talk about another player later on in the show, actually, but I just feel like they've got James Justin. Yes, he's coming through from local near us in Luton. Big up James Justin. Left back and right back. You've got Castagna you signed, who's Belgian, but at the end of the day, he's been playing more as a left back. Now, Leicester, for me, if they want to bounce back, no European football, and establish themselves back in that top six again, they need to say, right, every week in the Premier League, this is my starting right back. And right now, there's 2 or 3 of them that you can pick. And I feel like Ricardo Pereira on form is the best one. He needs to bounce back from injury. And let's see how it goes. So Ricardo Pereira is my shout. I think that's a great one, Matisse, man. I agree with you. True. Anyone else? Grizz, I love the way you're just playing with the beard. Me and you are just, I'm trying not to do it. I don't want to copy you too much.
Do you know what? That now, because that Ricardo Pereira shout's blown me away. And I'm just stroking my beard and thinking, why the fuck didn't I think of that one?
I guess Pereira's going in then.
28.
No. I was thinking I was going to go with Doherty first.
Yeah.
That he needs to step up because he was bought with a lot of hype. And then the excuse was made that he was bought as a wing back, and then Spurs played a 4. But then Conte comes and goes back to a 5. So then you think that's going to suit his game again. Back to the Wolves Doherty, who was a sensation, right, by all accounts. Yeah, but the Ricardo Pereira one is bang on because he's had an unfortunate season or two after being, for me, one of the best fullbacks in the country. So
Yeah.
I think that's a great shout. Whoever shouted that, because I know Matisse didn't come out with that. He copied someone. That's what he does. Nerds do that shit.
Hey, listen,
Yeah,
don't YouTube, don't
No.
carry your beefs from Big Six on.
No, but he copies people. He does
Listen,
that.
Grizz, this is a special episode on Wednesday. You be careful, you know. Not today, not me.
Shots fired.
Don't start this.
But
Grizz,
don't know
there's a
what's
special
going on
episode
Wednesday.
on Big Six on
He
Wednesday.
doesn't know what's going on Wednesday. Be careful.
I like this. I like this shout. I like the Pereira shout.
Yeah, I'm with it. Yeah, Ricardo Pereira, man. Okay, so I think with that, we'll go into the voting system then. I think, me, Grizz, and Matisse already saying Ricardo Pereira. Daps was saying Emerson Real at first, but it's a bit of a, you're not fully convinced in it anyway.
I just feel like, I'm sorry, what it is I'm looking at teams and I'm looking at what we expect them to do.
Yeah,
and I'm looking at Tottenham, I'm looking at Arsenal. I do think, but I'll go with Pereira because I think Leicester need to be spoke on more because they're slightly dropping off every season. They're slightly dropping off a bit more.
Yep.
And if they want to stay remotely in the mixer, like I don't think anyone's seeing them in the mixer no more. To be frank with you, people are talking.
Do you
Newcastle will come in,
do you
and
think
Newcastle
having no European football will help them though this year? I think it might. I think it slightly.
It might, but it might just be that Brendan Rodgers goes off the boil.
Surprised he didn't left. I thought they needed a change. To be honest, I thought he would have left at the end of the season.
Yeah, I feel like I'm beginning to understand some Liverpool fans' views on him. That it just seems to be. Yeah, the cycles. It's ran its course. It's great when he first arrives somewhere, but then it's like. Yeah. Someone says here, H reached its ceiling. People, if you're here right away, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're new to this and you've just come in, make sure you subscribe to all the guys in the panels, or their links are in the description and in the actual title. As you can see here, we're doing what starting 11 in terms of goalkeeper to striker players need to step up this season. And what I love about it already is that we've got, a mix of teams already in here. And I think it's only going to get more interesting now as we hit the midfield and hit the front three. I'm going to start with the DM one here because I don't think people are going to agree with me. And it's funny in terms of we're talking about defensive midfielders or 4-3-3 we've gone with. You could say some people play as a 6, can play as an 8, like Thomas Partey, for example. I'm sure he might come into the conversation. However, in terms of like a lot of players that have had good years, but for me need to step up now, I'm actually going to go with another Leicester player. And I think, guys, everyone's forgot about Wilfred Ndidi. No, I haven't. I think that's a really good shout.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Wilfred Ndidi. And I think, guys, he was linked to Chelsea. He was linked to Manchester United. Yeah. He was even linked to Arsenal at some points. People last year saying they wanted him and to hold it down the midfield. And yes, I'm not going to disagree and say he's been halted by injuries. 100%, I understand it. However, it's not just about the injuries for me. Leicester are likely to probably lose Tielemans. I get it. That makes Ndidi's role for me more important. You've got Dewsbury Hall, who's come in. He's been brilliant this season, for it to be fair, and he was on loan at Luton again last season. He's done really well coming into Leicester. And then you've got Maddison, who was finding form towards the end of the season. Now, for me, I just feel like Ndidi, if he wants to go to the next level or potentially wants to make that move to the top 6, he needs to come back in, be stable, give Leicester 30 games a season, and let's see what he can do, because he's at risk for me of being one of them ones that if he's injured again and Leicester start finding a way to play without him, they could look to replace him. And I put him in the vulnerable category because I do think there's a player in there, a good destroyer, a bit old-fashioned. But yeah, I'm going to go with Ndidi as my little wildcard shout. I was thinking about it earlier. So, Egal, I'll come to you second on this because we're mixing it up and everything. But yeah, Ndidi's my shout.
I know you mentioned Partey, but I think Partey, when he's fit, similar to Kieran Tierney, if he can stay fit, he's class. Like, there's no issue. I want to see how Basuma changes from going from Brighton, a team that we've seen playing an interesting style of football in comparison to the level of quality that they have and the money invested, coming over to a Tottenham side that's more or less counterattack. They're going to be asking him to be playing in that midfield for Tottenham, and let's see how he transitions over to playing in that Conte counterattacking football. I think he's going to do really well, even at Tottenham. Kind of envious. I definitely would have wanted him at Arsenal, and I think he's done very good at Brighton. But I just want to see how he makes the adjustments, step up in the Champions League, playing for a club, one of the big 6 clubs. I want to see how that works out for Basuma at Tottenham.
I think
that's a great shout. What about you, Grizz?
I'm with Egal. I think that's a tremendous shout. was thinking about Ndidi as well, but I just think he's going to plateau now. That's it. I think we've seen the best of Ndidi. I don't think.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I think he needs to move if we're going to see a difference in Ndidi's game. I genuinely believe that. I think he's gone stale at Leicester. I got a little echo, man. I don't know if you guys can see it. There's an echo.
No, you're clear on my side.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard that too, but I'm muted. I don't know. If it's
okay. It's gone now.
It might have been me, Grizz, whispering to Daps. Sorry, I apologize. It might have been me.
It's cool. It's cool. So yeah, but I think the Egal shout's wicked because he needs to step up now. He's at a big boy club now. No more small time Basuma, no more small time Brighton. Underdogs. He's at Spurs where he has to, he's going to have a lot of games. Yeah, I can hear a bit echo. It's me. I can hear myself.
I can sort that. Give me a second.
It's just myself I can hear. But as long as it's the cool for the people listening, I don't care. But yeah, I think I'm going to go with Basuma. He's got to step up to the Spurs. And he may have to play a different game. It's actually funny because...
Sorry, Grizz, not to interrupt you, bro. You say in the rhythm. Is that better? We've just tried altering something. So when you talk, just do a little test.
Now I can still hear myself.
Mute yourself quick. Mute him and then unmute him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always find muting for a few seconds and unmuting.
Yeah, it does. It works.
And then unmute yourself when you're ready, Grizz, and just try.
So yeah, Basuma's a fat shout. I'm gonna go with Basuma because I think and it's weird though because I think Potter plays more of a possession-based game than Conte. So this is going to be slightly different because Conte is all about counter-attack. Shout out Toby, defensive coach. Mr. Conte. He hates when I say that, but he is. Yeah. But Basuma's going to have more possession, and let's see what he's like with more possession in his game, and having a lot more of the ball. So yeah, I think I'm looking for him to step up.
Okay. Yeah, now this is really good. I knew the midfield was going to get really interesting. I've just said to Daps, he just popped out. So we've got Wilfred and Ndidi. We've got Basuma. Matisse, obviously you've listened to what both of them had to say. There might be someone else you're thinking of. We've got Jorginho in the comments, we've got Fabinho as well. This is a really good debate. What have you got for us?
Is this for the base of the three, isn't it?
Yeah. There you go, perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, this is easy then because I don't think Basuma. I think Basuma is 100% for me going to kill it at Tottenham. I just do not see this guy not doing the business at Tottenham. I think Tottenham is the perfect place for him. It's the perfect coach for him. It's his perfect formation for him. And he's proven himself in the Premier League. So I'm not going to go Basuma. For me, undoubtedly, Ndidi. His contract is up in 2024. If he wants to make a big move with 1 year left at the end of this season, he has to have a big season. He has to kill it. If he doesn't kill it, then where's he going? Who's going to come in for him? And on top of that, he's one of these DMs that people look at and they say, for a big team, are you good enough in possession? Are you press resistant? Are you able to play out from the back? It's all good being able to, destroy, win the ball back, interceptions, tackles. But this is a player that was quoted at massive prices. People were saying
50 million.
50, 60, 65 million. If indeed he's going to be this big name DM that he wants to be, I don't think it's over for him, but he has to have a big season. And I think he also needs to showcase in his game that he can be at the base of a midfield and help people build up. If he can't do that, it's like the De Gea situation in goal. You need, as a DM, you need to be able to play in these triangles. You need to be able to pick the ball up off the centre-backs, do all of that. So he needs to showcase that. So for me, I think indeed he has to be that DM for me.
Matisse, I just have to say one thing. Ndidi last season had his whole defense injured. His whole defense,
amazing point.
Including himself.
Yeah,
himself also. So last season was an anomaly, but Basuma is now under the spotlight. We haven't watched this guy week in, week out to the depth that we're going to be watching him now.
I've seen Basuma dominate midfield. He's dominated my midfield. He dominated City midfield. I have no doubts about Basuma. Honestly, I have no doubts about Basuma.
But I'm saying under the spotlight.
No. But yeah, I agree. I agree with what Egal was saying, Matisse, because we have seen him and we all rate Basuma. I think. Sorry, I'm not going to speak for everyone, but we all rate Basuma. But I think the question of who we're looking to step up, I think is a fair debate around Basuma. And Didi, I don't think many, even Leicester fans are. I think a lot of people are saying he's gone stale.
If Basuma goes into Tottenham and plays at the level he's been playing at, he'll be fine. I think he's much better than Højbjerg. He'll step in ahead of Højbjerg. I think.
Do you know what? I'm going to be. Let me just talk on this. Yeah,
I get it.
I'm going to say
Højbjerg's not something special, really.
Because when we get when we get further along the pitch, I have no doubt that Grealish is going to come into the conversation, right? And I'm not going to disagree with anyone. I'm going to say you're right. We gave Grealish a season, right? He came from another Premier League club, but we gave Grealish a season, rightly so. Bissouma's coming from a Premier League club. For me, he's moving to a different style of football. We need to give him a season. So even if he does hit the ground running, there's people out there that have been at clubs for seasons, right? So why are we going to pick someone that is 25? It's not like Grealish went for 100 million. We've given him a season. Right?
Fair point. That's a fair point.
25 million, yeah. I think he will hit the ground running, but give him a season.
Same.
For me,
that's a fair point.
I put Partey in there because I feel like Partey, when he plays, Egal, correct me if I'm wrong, your season crumbled when Partey got injured.
Him and Tierney, yes.
So, I mean, for me, like Partey's been there for a season and a half, or was it 2? Is it 2 or a season and a half?
2
I
seasons.
think this is his first season now.
Right. So did he come in? I'm not sure if he came in. He might
He
have been
came in
just
he
transfer
came in
window
last
was
season.
closing.
He came in the season prior, and then this is second.
So 2 seasons, and he's been very injured.
This is his first season.
And he's looked good when he's played, but he's been very injured. So it's like he's very important to Arsenal. He needs to get over that. However, Ndidi is a shout all day long. If we look at last transfer window, last summer's transfer window, Ndidi was being linked with everyone wanted him.
Yep.
Everyone wanted him. It's got to a transfer window where United need a DM. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
You could argue that Chelsea are looking for someone around that role.
Midfielder.
Liverpool, you could even argue. City definitely were being linked with, and none of us are talking about Ndidi.
Exactly.
So what the fuck is going on with this guy?
Yeah,
exactly.
Like,
and that's why
I understand it.
And that's why I actually thought when I said it was going to be a shout. I actually started it because I actually genuinely thought everyone was going to laugh. I kind of thought it was going to go under the radar. But in terms of obviously Matisse, seeing where I'm coming from with it, and I'm not saying Grizz and Egal disagree, but I agree with what you're saying with Bissouma, because I get what you're saying with Bissouma.
Daps has talked me around. Daps has talked me around.
Yeah, but I just think Ndidi has to go in there, and I do think that with Leicester, if they are going to do well, and how I look at it as well, it's about Leicester and the club. If they are going to do well, Bissouma is important to what they do. Yes, Bissouma's gone to Spurs, but we've seen Spurs do okay and still get top 4. If Bissouma's injured for a few weeks, you're not thinking, oh, who's replacing Bissouma? Who's coming in? With Leicester, you take Ndidi out and you're thinking, who is coming in? Who is going in there? And that's going to be detrimental to the results over the season. So, yeah, I think So me, Daps, and Matisse is going to be 3-2 to say on the votes. We'll go with Ndidi.
It's got to be Ndidi.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, let me just reiterate what I said. Last summer, the price tags being put on Ndidi's head were mad.
We got him, man. You won us over. You won us over.
Top 6 team needed a DM, and his name is not being put forward.
You won us over, man. You won us over.
I know. I've won. You know what it is, Grizz?
The fall from grace.
1 second. You know what it is? It's because in my head, I've just realised myself, what the fuck is going on with this guy? Where's he gone? I've actually just sat here and think, hold on, everyone needs a DM and no one's talking about Ndidi. Is he dropped off that?
But that's what I mean. He's gone stale, and I don't think it's
if Maguire's in, I've got more faith in Ndidi recovering than Maguire, if I'm honest.
Oh, of course.
If we're talking about lineups.
And Ndidi won't get back to those levels until he moves from Leicester City.
But where he moves to will depend on this season. That would be the thing for me.
He could move to Newcastle in a year's time.
He could go to West Ham. You know, that could be. He may not get a better offer than that to replace Declan Rice. But
Newcastle,
that's about his level, man.
But I think he decides on his level this season for me. I think it's going to be big for him.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. People, make sure you are liking and subscribing to the video. 200 of you are now watching. Obviously, on a Monday night, so big up for your support. We massively appreciate it. Big up Matisse and Dapsy done a Love Island watch song, which you can catch on Twitch at 9 p.m. every day as well.
And also catch Grizz's daily, what's it called, Grizz?
The Daily Grizz.
The Daily Grizz.
Yes, I need to sort that back out with Grizz. I need to message you, actually. Yeah, we'll do that. And obviously, make sure people you're subscribing to this channel here if you're new. Subscribing down to below before Manchester United content, Trafford Tunnel, and Feed the Goal. And we've got Matisse, Grizz's, and Egal's channel right in the title. All you got to do is touch the blue link while you're watching right now. And that's another subscriber. So please make sure you go over and support. Love that. Right. I did pick a 4-3-3, guys, because I do feel like we get 3 attackers in and we also get 3 midfielders in. Now, Grizz, I know that there potentially could be a Liverpool midfielder in there. And I don't know if you're going to be brave and admit it, or you're going to throw a curveball. Does a Liverpool midfielder get in there, or is there another name for you?
for sure Liverpool player can get in there, but I'm going to leave that to you guys because that's what you're here for. So I'm going to throw but I agree there could be a Liverpool player 100%. So I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to fight it.
I salute you for that, Grizz, because I didn't think you were going to say that.
There's only two positions left, and there's probably 5
But one player for me personally that I'm looking to step up is N'Golo Kante.
Wow.
N'Golo Kante for me is I'd say if he left the Premier League now, I'd Hall of Famer. I think he's that good.
Of course.
N'Golo Kante is Hall of Famer, and he had a horrible season. Now, of course, Chelsea had a horrible season in terms of on and off the pitch, more so off the pitch, right? So I'm looking for N'Golo Kante as one of the senior players, because after Christensen's gone and Rudiger's gone, Alonso's gone, Lukaku's gone, he's one of the few players that they're going to be looking to raise his game again. So my shout, even though it could be Liverpool player and I'm not going to fight it, my shout is N'Golo Kante.
Doesn't matter. People agree. Matter. Left or right, doesn't matter. I can't believe that.
Yeah, that's his face. You know what? He had it covered.
Yeah,
you should have seen it.
That's gonna. I know someone's gonna clip that. I was shocked when you said that, Kante, just simply because, Grizz, you know, when we had this conversation earlier, about Rodri and Fabinho, right? And you were saying Rodri's the best in that position. And I said, yeah, that's over the last 2. But if we go over the last 7 or 8, then it's like Kante, Fernandinho and Fabinho, and there's no talk of Rodri if we're going over a longer period. I feel like we've played... How old's Kante, Matisse?
So Kante hasn't been impressive whatsoever. He's definitely dipped this season. The only reason why...
How old is he?
This is why I'm not going to select him. I feel like Kante is like a car, and he's got plenty of mileage in the tank. He's covered the globe. You know, it's the world is covered by Kante and the rest is whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? He is covered he's covered the globe, right? And am I expecting Kante to go again to a higher level? Personally, not really. I think what needs to happen with Kante is he probably needs to maybe look at international football and say, how long do I want to keep doing that for? And he also needs to be replaced and rotated and looked after. I don't think the future of Chelsea is Kante being this key cog that we've seen over the years where he's playing week in, week out. I think he needs to be rotated, looked after, and fall back a little bit. If I'm going to select someone, because I'm hesitant of this becoming completely always the top 6, but I have to mention this name. I think Van der Beek has to have a big season. His manager...
I've had people message me that as well already.
Ten Hag's coming into the building, and you need a lifeline, and you need to resurrect your Manchester United career, and you didn't have a great loan at Everton either. This is your opportunity, Van der Beek. We have not seen you in the Premier League whatsoever. I don't know what you're going to do yet. I have no idea. I saw you at Ajax. You were brilliant. I haven't seen anything in the Premier League yet. So with your manager and your style of play, and I think he's going to be critical to get the instruction across from Ten Hag as to how Ajax want to play. I think he's going to have a lot more responsibility than he's had. And he knows the manager, and there's not many players, if any, in that squad, unless they buy some, that actually know the manager. So he could end up being the mouthpiece for the manager. Mason Mount, Lampard, Sarri, Jorginho, Klopp, Henderson, whoever. He could be critical to just getting the instruction across to everyone. So, and they've just lost Paul Pogba. So yeah.
If you want to drop your mic, you can if you want, by the way.
You know what? I fully agree with you, Matisse, with that shout, Donny van de Beek. And I get where Chris was coming from with his also. But for me, I think I'm going to go back once again to what I was doing with the Basuma thing. Seeing Conor Gallagher do so well at Crystal Palace, it's going to be interesting to see how he does at Chelsea. And if he can get the similar opportunities, get the game time in a much more competitive team, a much more competitive side at a higher level, playing in the Champions League, playing in the league week in, week out, can Conor Gallagher stamp his authority in that Chelsea side? And if he does, honestly, I think that would be amazing, because you guys using your academy more often, showing that there is a way to get into a Chelsea first team from the academy, because I know you've had a lot of great academy players in the past that haven't been able to get into the first team. So this would be very interesting to see. And I just think looking out for that story, like the man went on loan, had a successful loan, coming back, I just want to see how that works out. I think that's something I'm going to be looking forward to.
This is very, very interesting. 2 positions to fill here. People, I can see you booting off the comments. We've got obviously Conor Gallagher. We've got Van der Beek, and then Grizz. What was your shout again? Sorry, please remind me.
Mine was shit. I'm shit at this game. Mine was shit. Ignore my shout. I'm shit at this game. Matisse,
Who did you say? Kante?
Matisse put a class on me, man. I'm dead. No, fuck the comments. I'm shit at this game.
Grizz, for you saying that, can I just say your beard certainly isn't shit? For you owning that, yeah, I'm gonna.
No. I'm like, as Matisse was talking, I was like sinking back. I was like, oh, you know that meme, you know that guy goes. No, you know when that guy goes back in the bush.
Simpsons, yeah.
The Simpsons, yeah, that's me. When Matisse was talking, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go back in my yeah.
No, but Chris, let me ask you this: everyone's saying Naby Keita. What do you think about that?
I agree.
I put him in the thumbnail for a reason.
Why don't you lot say it? Say it.
No, I've been waiting for it to get to me.
Well, we're picking one position first, isn't it?
One position, yeah. Matisse has got it bang on it. One position at a time, and I think obviously big up Hadj, like I said every single time. He says surely stepping up refers to starters who have been underperforming. Van der Beek doesn't even start. It's not even. It's not that Hadj. Like stepping up can be people that have started, or we're talking about people that just need to, step up, prove themselves at the club. So there's different ways of stepping up, and I think why Van der Beek and these guys are saying it is purely that reason. Go on, Matisse.
They say he doesn't start, but he now has Ten Hag, so you would assume he should be looking to start. He's a talented player. This is not an average player we're talking about. We're talking about someone from the Ajax crop that was very technical, very creative, very intelligent, good one-touch football, a very good midfielder. And especially when you see the complaints about Bruno Fernandes's drop off, Pogba's left. I think when you've got your own manager who put you on that level and he comes in, I think he may not have been a starter, but he should be aiming to be one. He's got to step up to be a starter.
Do you know what? Like, even as a Man United fan, the context you guys are using, I can't actually sit here and disagree. I'll be foolish. I'll be a stupid podcaster to say, oh, you guys are wrong for Van der Beek. And I think one thing you touched on, Matisse, which I think is huge, is that at the end of the day, people are moaning, and I don't want to go off too long, but people are moaning that Man United are looking at too many Ajax players. There's 5 or 6 of them potentially.
I'm being one of them.
Yeah, okay, fair enough, exactly. And I always said that, right, Van der Beek's obviously been here a year now. We look at De Jong, who's been at Barcelona now. If we get Martinez and Antony, that's 2. At the end of the day, if you've got a squad where you're looking at Europa League fixtures on a Thursday, you're playing on a Sunday, right? I know. You've got 8 games in October we're looking at and a potential the calendar. And if Ten Hag's going to come in and try and revolutionize our football, we're going to have now a possession-based coach, which we've not had for years. Matisse and what he's saying in terms of players that can come in and help these other players understand Ten Hag's football and adjust to his ways is a massive thing. And I think if you look at De Jong, let's be honest, everyone knows that De Jong deal is just a ticking bomb. We know that's going to happen. When people say about Manchester United's midfield and it being done, yes, Van der Beek is coming back on loan. I'm not saying it's a new signing, but technically for Ten Hag it is. And you get De Jong. What have you got, like Matisse said? You've got 2 out of the 3 of Ajax's midfield that dominated Real Madrid at the Bernabeu, that went to Spurs and won, that went to Juve and won. And I'm not saying that, oh my God, I'm expecting massive things.
Didn't you go over there and see it?
Oh, you joke. Yeah, he loves that one. Yeah, I did go to Ajax and watch him.
You told me once or twice.
Van der Beek did score. But in terms of what Matisse is saying, like, it makes, you know what I'm saying? It makes sense. Yeah, you've got 2 out of the 3 midfield. And I think there's context to it. It's not about stepping up because he played shit. It's about stepping up because if he doesn't, where do we go from here?
Where do we go from here?
Exactly. Where do we go? There's nowhere to go.
Nah, it's so important.
He literally hasn't kickstarted his career at Man United yet.
Yeah.
Nah. And you know what? I'll be honest. Like, every time, I know every United fan just wants him to have a chance. They're not. United fans aren't even saying he's sick. He's sick. They're saying just give him a chance.
Give him 5
and when he did come on as a sub, generally he looked okay. I even saw him when he did play for Everton look okay. And it's confusing that why is this guy coming on and looking okay and no one's actually starting this Donny, right? But there's a few other people I've been trying to be critical of City. I can't think of any in this role, unless it was people that would drop in from a previous role, like Foden or Grealish dropping deeper. But we're not going to do that because we don't know that's going to happen. Then I think, should we be putting Smith Rowe in here?
Just because he's been playing on the left and sharing with Martin.
But I'm kind of saying left or right, and the reason I'm saying that is last season he was like Arsenal's poster boy last summer, and it's dropped off a little bit, and it's just I'm looking out there trying to think. I put Keita in here, because
I'm going Van der Beek.
I think Keita, and the reason I'm putting Keita in there isn't because I think Keita has been awful. is because Liverpool fans have been telling me all summer how much they need a midfielder. And therefore I'm going, hold on a second.
You got one.
I thought, and that's why I'm putting Keita in there. It's not me hating on Keita because I don't think he's been that bad. Someone else has mentioned Bruno, maybe.
I don't think Bruno has anything to prove. He
has a lot to prove.
He definitely has something to prove.
Do
you think he's been brilliant, Egal?
Bro, I honestly think Bruno Fernandes is literally the second best player on that team. And he has been ever since he came into that United side, he's been one of their better players. Now I get that people say he scores all the goals and gets all the assists, but he doesn't contribute all throughout the game. I don't think he has anything to prove because when it comes down to the Ten Hag, when he comes down to playing next season, I think he's going to be playing similar type of. You're going to see a similar type of performance, similar type of system from Ten Hag where he's playing at Ajax, and you're going to see him playing that Van de Beek role where he's going to be that midfielder who contributes for the goals.
That stinks. I was going to say for me, the reason why I think he needs to step up is because I think under Ten Hag, he's now going to have to prove that he can actually play football
and retain the ball.
Retain the ball and pass the ball properly. And it's now, this is no longer Bruno stat padding. Sorry to say it, but I will say it because people are comparing him to De Bruyne. So I will say it unshamelessly. He needs to show that he can actually play football now. So
he needs to show that he can run a match. The games where Man United are getting played off the park and they are unable to control football matches and they're getting bossed about. He's part of that. And he needs to show that when you go to Anfield as one of the best players, as you said, Egal, one of the best players in that team, that you show up. And not only as one of the best players do you show up, but you actually pull the rest of your team around you. You pull them up. So when your midfield is getting overran against Liverpool, you need to be able to calm everybody down and put 3 or 4 passes together and say, we're going to get out of this. That's what top players do. So I'm not going to put him in there. Because I feel Keita, I do feel Keita needs to be in there. I do feel Keita needs to be in there.
I honestly feel, because I get the Donny van de Beek one massively. But I would be split between him and Donny, to be frank with you.
Because one's coming in where he hasn't played. The other one we've seen enough of to judge.
I personally think Donny will probably play better in Ten Hag's system than Bruno will, personally. But... let's remember, clip this, and I'm going to turn that board into a clipboard where we put minutes.
Do you know what? Do you know what is that? Do you know what is that does it for me? Is that Bruno has at least he's definitely had big moments. Well, I wouldn't even say big moments, but he's had a lot of moments for United. Whereas I think Keita, when he started the season last year, he started off really well, but then he keeps picking up these injuries. And they're talking about Bellingham at Liverpool now. For me, if Keita doesn't have a big season, he's going to get replaced in the starting 11 and he's going to end up on the bench. So that's why I'm thinking Keita, for me, just gets it over because he could end up getting replaced in the 11. And Liverpool fans are talking about they want a midfielder. And he's a very good player, Keita. I don't think he's a flop, but he just needs to stay fit. And he just needs to proper have a full season where he's just undisputed, no conversations around.
Do you know what, Matisse? It goes back to that thing where we said about availability is the best ability. And unfortunately, he hasn't been able to do that. But I think, do you know what? If we're looking at a balanced midfield and players that do need to step up, I don't think anyone watching right now, still 180 of you watching, please make sure you like and subscribing, can fully disagree, because I think there's context to all of these where they have been here a number of years. Some of them haven't played as much, but it is a big season for them, because if none of these do perform within the next 12 months, us 5 could easily be here on a panel and they could be all gone. Simple as that.
100%. If you look at them three, when you look at that, 100%. I think with Keita is because of how damn good Liverpool's midfield until this season. And I'll be 100. I used to look until maybe this season. I used to look at Liverpool's midfield and think, and it was so central. If I say central, it's like, I don't know if they were DMs, central midfielders, or even box to boxes. They were just so good. Wijnaldum, Fabinho, Irate Henderson, Keita came in, and it's like, you now have to replicate what them man have been doing. And that's why I think this season, even Thiago coming in, Kante has done enough for me. Sorry, that's Ndidi. Sorry, my eyes are really bad. I ain't got my glasses on. Ndidi's spot on. Van de Beek, he's had a loan. He's had a bad time at sorry, are we going with?
No, he's just showing.
Right, thank you. So we're going with Keita. Cool.
Are we going with Keita or are we going with Bruno? Because
my vote's Keita, straight up.
I would go Keita, yeah.
Well, Stoops has done both because he's that quick on the buttons. But,
I just wanted to know, Matisse, what's your take on the Conor Gallagher shout?
Yeah, so I like your Conor Gallagher shout because I do think he needs to prove why he's been talked up this highly. But I don't believe he's going to be a consistent starter. I think he's going to be drip fed and he's going to be eased in. Our midfield is packed as well. So I do think it is a big season for him, but I wouldn't say it's make or break. Like he can have a okay season, and then with the Jorginhos and the Kantes running out of contract in 2023, he's still, for me, going to probably get his chance the season after. Tuchel seems to really like him. So I would say he's definitely in the conversation, but I would definitely have these guys over him.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. It is very important, but again, I think it seems harsh almost when he's had that good a season.
Yeah.
Same thing for Smith Rowe.
Same with Smith Rowe. Yeah,
Smith Rowe's not going to be a starter next season.
I hear you.
He's going to be coming.
I do hear you.
Like 23 now.
No, he's not 23.
22. He's been
Smith Rowe's 21, turning 22.
Oh, is that it? Oh,
no, is that it?
He's young.
Younger than that, bro.
Yeah, no, I thought he was 23.
Oh, God damn! No, I thought he was like 19 or something. Oh, he
no, not 19.
I would have been screaming Smith Rowe more.
I remember he was
Smith Rowe
and he went on going to Leipzig.
Smith Rowe was born in the millennium.
Say that again, Egal.
He was born in the year 2000, so he's 21, turning 22.
Yeah, wow. 22. Yeah. Okay.
He needs to start stepping up then at that age. I'll be at 100.
He was our second leading goal scorer.
He was good. I think he was good last year. I think, he didn't continue it the whole season, but I think he.
That was it. The back end of the season, maybe. But okay, fair enough. Anyway, we move on.
I'm good with Keita. I'm good with Keita. I agree with everything you lot said and everyone said.
Right, can we go wide left first?
This is easy. This is easy for me. I got my front three ready to go.
I like this.
I was going to say, I'm just going to do an M&M, right, and put it out there so no one can come at me and no one can say nothing.
Yeah, Keita. Yeah, we go. Okay.
Wide left, yes, and I've even said it last season. I said I'm not going to judge him till December 2022.
Yeah,
Grizz, we are 2022, right?
Yeah.
I love that. I'm always checking every hour, brother.
Well, right, we are 2022. So to confirm, I'm putting Jack Grealish wide left. 2022, he has to have a big season.
Yeah,
straight in.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. 100%.
Unless anyone disagrees.
They're getting rid of you're getting rid of Sterling, you're getting rid of Jesus. He's one of your leading wingers. Mahrez's contract runs out in 2023. Grealish has got to have a big season. He's got to step up. He's the next
100%.
the next
that's the 100 million price tag cannot be ignored as well. And I'd be a dickhead to act like it shouldn't.
Do you know what? I was going to disagree up until the Sterling recent rumor. And the only reason I was going to back Grealish is just because I feel like the way he was.
I'm not backing him. No, I'm saying he needs one.
Yeah, no, I get you. I know, I get you. You need to step up, but I weren't going to even put him into this just because I was thinking, do you know what? I don't think he was as bad as what me and Sam talk about it.
Again, I don't, but 100 million good.
Yeah, no, I get you. I get you 100 million. I just think him, obviously, getting into that team where you're free touch. You know, you can't just ball carry like he was at Aston Villa and being that main man. He's basically got to adapt his style, and I do believe that he is going to come good. But in terms of stepping up. You can't really fault that. Has anyone got any disagreements with Grealish, or should we just bang him straight in? Because I think it makes it easier that way.
I think Grealish goes straight in there. I agree.
Yeah. I want to throw
100 million price tag can't be ignored.
I want to throw a dead shout because you're not going to gun it down and everyone as well because I'm crap. But Rashford, my thing was
Rashford's a good shout.
It's a good shout. Yeah. We can play him through the middle if we want.
I've got someone else for the middle, but yeah, Rashford's a top shout, I think.
I don't know. Self-explanatory.
Nah, that's a very good shout. Very
Rashford
had a lot worse season than fucking Grealish, didn't he?
People talking about Rashford wasn't played right, wrong tactics, awful people around him, personal issues, etc., etc. All that should be dashed aside now, and Rashford needs to step up. And those are the criteria that you guys gave me. Which players need to step up?
Yeah.
Rashford needs to step up. He's not a kid anymore.
Yeah.
What, he's 26, 25? 24. Sorry. Peak age to just step up and show the talent that he had, because I rated him very highly. I did. And then he's disappointing me. So maybe it's a personal thing. Like, how are you proving me wrong, man? Like, I rated you. So maybe it's personal. You know what I mean? Like, am I a dickhead? I rated you. What did I see? Like, show me something, innit? Like, you know, so maybe it's personal. But I think a lot of United fans are probably thinking, look, step up or you're...
Or step out.
Or step out.
Step out or go Everton.
Yeah. Literally.
Do you know
that's Everton signing.
I'll even make it quick before we come to Egal and Matisse next. Obviously, Matisse and Egal have definitely got a say. But with your shout of Rashford, I was going to say Rashford, but in terms of the right-hand side, and I was going to go Grealish and Rashford. And I think, Grizz, what you say with Rashford is bang on. And I'm not going to say I'm the biggest defender of Rashford because I think this is the most important year for him. I think him and Martial, you could say we're in the same bracket, and a lot of people might say Martial in there. The only reason I'm not putting Martial and I put Rashford is because Rashford is likely, because obviously he's a bit homegrown, he's come through the academy, he's been a bit more established. He's likely to probably play more under Ten Hag. So I'm just saying, right, Rashford will go in there. And I just feel like we had Louis van Gaal as a coach in 2014, 2015. I'll say a proper coach. You had Mourinho that come in, and you had Oli, and the situation with Rashford and Martial. They had a good season with the Greenwood situation, that 2019 season, but they've not elevated themselves in the last 18 months. And for me, it's a counting clock. Like, how much better can you expect Rashford to get? There ain't any excuses this year. This is the best coach we could have for someone like Rashford and Martial to get the best out of their game.
Bo, stop throwing Martial in this. Martial's like Maguire. We need to leave Martial out of this conversation,
but I've got to say, at the end of the day, in terms of a coach that is going to get the best out of the players, we're talking about Man United right now. They're not sold. They're at the club daps. I've got to talk about them. At the end of the day, there's not going to be a manager that's going to get the best out of Rashford, and it's not Ten Hag. I don't know who else can, because we've seen this guy have pedigree of nurturing young Ajax players to get where they want to be. So for me, it would be Grealish on the left, and my shout with Grizz is Rashford on the right-hand side. And the only reason I say on the right is because I expect Sancho to start on the left. And that's why.
Well, you've thrown Rashford in there to save Sancho.
I think Sancho's on the right. And I think I think personally, I agree with you. Rashford has not been given the player development, but Sancho came in with a massive price tag. He was supposed to be your solution on the right flank. He ended up playing on the left flank, as you just said. And to me, at times he played well, but it looked like it took him a long time to get his feet from under him throughout that last season. So this season, forget about last season. This season's the season where people are going to actually judge him, because he had a full season to try to adjust and embed into the Premier League. Let's see what he's actually made of this season, because last season, the numbers I was hearing people saying he was going to put up in the Premier League coming in from the Bundesliga, I was hearing he was going to get double-digit goals, double-digit assists, guaranteed, and he didn't do that. So I'm just saying.
I won so many bets because I put a tweet out there very, very early, because when people were telling me that I thought Sancho was coming to Liverpool, I said, relax, innit? I said, Jota's going to get more goals and assists than Sancho, bookmark it. And everyone was like, shut up, man. Jota and Sancho comparison. I just... Dinner after dinner was served, bro. Dinner after dinner was served.
I told people that you're lucky if you get 10 goals, 10 assists from him his first season, all comps.
I said he would take his time as well.
I think Sancho.
To me, that's a guarantee. They said it's a guarantee.
He plays as well.
Out of the whole team, I'd say for me personally, Sancho is the most nailed on player in that whole team.
Yeah.
To start. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I would say, if I'm being honest,
Werner's a shout.
I would say
Werner's leaving. He's got to leave.
People, go and check out the best video I've seen this summer on Matisse's YouTube. It is Matisse's pretending to be a Bayern Munich fan channel to persuade them to buy Werner.
And it half worked because he's going Juventus.
Give him a new contract.
It half worked because now Juventus have come in for him. So maybe Juventus seen the video and they were like, "Oh, this is actually a really good player." Now we're involved. The reason why I tried my best, but I did a little bit of German at the beginning and I stopped. The reason why I'm not throwing Werner into this is because for me Werner will leave and he has to leave as well. Like I don't think there's no more season for you. I'm actually tempted. Now, Grealish is in there for the price tag, but I actually have confidence that Grealish will step up, but it is about stepping up. He does have to. But Man City play in a way where I can't imagine him not stepping up because it's Pep. You know what I mean? They attack. All their attackers do well. I think if I was to be more in terms of responsibility in a team, I don't feel like Grealish is responsible. Yes, they're going to lose Sterling. They're going to use Jesus, but they've got Silva. They've got De Bruyne. They've got Alvarez. They've got Haaland. Responsibility-wise, for me, Gabriel Jesus is a shout on one of the flanks. Sancho on the other flank, because Gabriel Jesus is going in as the guy that needs to put the ball in the back.
But Matisse, you don't think Gabriel Jesus is coming in to be the number 9?
I do, but Kai Havertz for me also has to be in there. 100% Kai Havertz has to be in there.
Do you know what? Can I just say quickly, if I'm being 100 and we're going on, it's hard because the whole thing of this show, Rivals Not Virals, is not being clickbaity, right? And if we're being clickbaity, then straight away we're going to go, I created the thumbnail. Jadon Sancho and Grealish have to be in there. But if we're being 100, Jadon Sancho and Grealish both had better seasons than Marcus Rashford. All day long.
Yeah.
Nothing
Agreed.
long.
Yep.
Both of them did actually what they do. Just if you're a numbers man, then you're going to go Jadon Sancho, and Marcus Rashford was shit. Yeah. There's no hiding it. He was shit.
England squad, MBE.
Whereas Jadon Sancho and Grealish were, to someone that actually studies football, were still balling, right? They just weren't getting the numbers. So I
don't think Sancho was balling. I don't think Sancho was.
Some games, and the thing is that I would say is that under 10 Hag, I do think with both of them, they're relevant that they do need big seasons, because ultimately, irrelevant to what I say, they still need to win everyone else over.
And I think what you're saying is always like, even I think we know that Sancho's probably going to go into the season having a better season. The Rashford one, there is retaining the ball, which we know Rashford
the system. He came up through our academy playing the system.
I think with Rashford, you know that him and Bruno, you could say in terms of retaining the ball, holding it like Ten Hag wants, Sancho is going to fit into that perfectly. In terms of even the football going to play now, that's going to show another question of Rashford. Can he step up and play the football that Ten Hag wants to play?
Let me ask you this, though. As a United fan, who do you expect more from next season, Rashford or Sancho? Because in my opinion, you should expect more from Sancho, hence why Sancho should be in the team.
I would agree with that.
I'd say Sancho, but I don't believe that he has to step up. This is the season, his second season, in terms of having the manager. I feel like Rashford, we know he has to step up. And like I just said to you, based on the football we're going to play as well, I just feel like Sancho, like Matisse said about Basuma earlier on, Egal, I feel like you know he's going to slot in and be fine anyway. And that's how I feel.
And I feel the same with Grealish. And the other thing on Grealish that is key is with Haaland coming in, all of a sudden, that massive spotlight that's been pointing at Grealish for a whole season, no one's going to be pointing that at Grealish no more. All of a sudden, they're expecting Haaland to score 500 goals in a season. So Grealish can do whatever, because all of a sudden, all people are going to talk about is what Haaland's doing.
Look at Hadji here, exactly what I was saying. Look, Ten Hag will play to people that can retain the ball. Sancho, and as much as I love my guy, of course, XYZ strengths, Rashford is the question mark. And I think that's what you've got to look at. And I think, it could massively struggle.
I think Rashford has to be in there.
Yeah, I do. I agree. I'm going with Rashford.
Who
guys.
called that? Was that you, Grizz?
Yeah, it was Grizz, yeah.
Listen, I need to make one good call, man.
Stroking that beard, Grizz. Stroking that beard. Yeah, it worked. Good.
My first big call, man. Come on.
Yeah. Are we going with this then, guys? I'm gonna have this up.
Jadon Sancho's wiggled his way out of here.
We've got De Gea, Tierney, Varane, Maguire, Pereira, Ndidi, Van der Beek, Keita, and Grealish on the left. And it looks like we're voting Rashford on the right. Matisse, you're itching. Are you not convinced?
It's tough, man. I do think Sancho needs to have a big season, but I hear where you're coming from with Rashford. It's tough.
I'm even though I'm a Liverpool fan, I don't know about Grealish, man. I would have Sancho and Rashford personally.
I mean, that's too
many Man United. It's too many Man United.
Yeah, it's too many Man United.
It's too many Man United.
Yeah. Is it though?
Is it? Is it ever too many?
Yeah, we'll go with Grealish and Rashford. I think we've got it.
Ty's very quick to say Grealish and Rashford. I'm still feeling Marshall, who apparently is best through the middle, needs to be mentioned.
No, I think we'll get onto the striker one.
There was the last one.
I don't know. I don't want to speak.
Personal.
Egal.
No, Martial is just like,
don't do it.
Bo, it's a personal thing. This guy just is still dreaming of a Martial comeback.
There's no Martial comeback at any club. I'll tell you that for. And I've said it for 2 years, 3 years. Yeah,
I recently
Grizz, dangerous.
Don't do it to yourself.
27th of June. We'll remember this.
I've got clips from every.
I said it. I've been saying it every year since 2018.
Can we just acknowledge what Matisse said earlier? Matisse said earlier, Gabriel Jesus on the wing. I'm going to tell you this right now. Yeah. I think Gabriel Jesus, Nunes, Haaland, these guys that are moving to new clubs, they all have high expectations no matter what. And I would more or less say, let's look at the players that are already at their clubs that need to step up.
Can I throw Liverpool
first
player?
Year, we have to give people a first year.
Can I throw a Liverpool player in there? Possibly.
Jota.
With Mane going, Jota.
Nah, I wouldn't say Jota.
I think he had a good season last season.
That's my point. He veered off near the end, and a lot of Liverpool fans are looking for him to step up.
It seems like your clubs they like to use him as a scapegoat already. I feel slightly
correct.
And did you know what? You've got to look at it, Grizz. You look at the depth. You've got Nunes and Jota. Like with Jota, you know he's not going to start every game, so he doesn't have that pressure of stepping up because you have the ability to rotate. Players like Jesus, for example, Haaland. Okay, yes, we know City are going to score loads of goals, but I'm not going to say you have to step up. I'm not going to say you have to step up, but for me, it's players that you know are probably going to be playing quite a bit. And with Jota, you have the comfortable.
But I was saying it on the basis of because Mane's gone. You know what fans are like when a legend leaves. The focus goes on the next person who's replacing him.
No, I
think it's Diaz because Diaz has had half a season.
Yeah, Diaz is a very good shout. Big up all the people that said Diaz. That's a very good shout.
Towards the end of the season. But I think Matisse, I want to hear what Matisse says because
on which for me, my front three, I think Kai Havertz has to be up down the middle. Has to be.
And I think it's relevant to who you sign.
Yeah, he's in his third season. Chelsea are not really looking for an out-and-out. The closest they're looking at to a striker is Richarlison. Kai Havertz, 72 mil. He has to be down that middle for me. He has to have a big season. He has to. And under no circumstances can he really not. Like, it's his third season now. For me, Kai Havertz has to be down that middle. Jesus is a new player. I get where Egal's coming from there. And yeah, I think Sancho is lucky to not get in this front three if he doesn't. I think so,
but don't you think with Kai Havertz slightly, if you play him through the middle, I don't want to defend him because I agree with you. But is he not being played slightly, maybe out of position a little bit?
Nah, he's versatile. He can play in multiple positions. That's what we saw at Bayer Leverkusen. He played off the right. He played in the middle. Yeah, after lockdown, he played down the middle. He played off the right wing. He played in the 10. For me, I don't really care where he's playing. Wherever he now plays is where he needs to perform. I don't really care where he ends up playing, but he needs to perform down the middle. If he plays down the middle, he's got all of the attributes to play down the middle, apart from being a clinical finisher, and he needs to bring that to the table. So I would definitely say he's got to go down the middle and do the business. I wouldn't say someone said Firmino, but Firmino for me is like Kante, where they've already shown what they need.
Yeah, 100%.
They've already shown that. Yeah, he's done what he's done. Do you know what I mean? Firmino is just there to back up the new boys if they need any help. I don't really see him under any pressure at all.
No,
he's in his last year of his contract as well, isn't he, Grizz? So yeah, no, I don't think so.
I think that's a great shout, Kai Havertz. And the only thing I would say about Kai Havertz is when he came in, generational talent, everyone rates him so highly. When you're rated that highly, there's a lot of pressure on, and we've seen it glimpses of how good he can be. I just want to see that consistently throughout the season.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Yeah, do you know what? I can't really disagree. It looks like most people are saying Havertz. I think if I was going to shout out anyone, I think Egal. I'm going to save it now. I'm going to come for you now with Gabriel Jesus. And the
leave him alone.
Daps loves him, and this is nothing against his ability. Obviously, we haven't seen him score loads of goals, which I think is a lazy argument in terms of everyone says, "Oh, he hasn't scored 20 goals a season." I'm not going to come with that angle. I'm going to come with a mentality issue.
Whoa, really?
Come to me after then. Come at me after then.
Wow.
Come at me after because I spoke to Sam about it. No, come at me after. That's fine. I'm ready. We're ready. So with Gabriel Jesus, I look at it and something that sticks out to me was what the Brazil coach said to him. And the Brazil coach said to him, "Where do you want to play, Gabriel Jesus, if you're playing for Brazil?" He didn't want to answer up front or out wide. He said, "I'm comfortable playing across the front three." Now, for me, yes, it's nice to say, "Oh, do you know what? I have the ability to play across the front three. I want to help the team." That's cool. For me, in a World Cup year, when you want to establish yourself for Brazil, establish yourself for your club, at 24 years of age or 25, no, 25 now, it's like, okay, you can establish yourself across the front three, but where do you want to play? Where do you want to show that grit, that lion in you, that you want to come out and roar and show the world where you want to be? Say your position. If it's out wide, it's out wide. If it's up front, it's up front. Now, for me, if Arsenal was spending 45 million on this player, when you're potentially getting Rafinha and Saka on the right, you've got Martinelli, then and Smith Rowe, you looks like he's going to be playing down a number 9. Now, go there to Arsenal and own it. For me, 45 million, 25 years of age, World Cup year, Brazil, step up.
Well, so I'm sorry,
that's why I'm going to say Gabriel Jesus.
Ty, I salute you for putting bass in your voice at certain points to get to certain points across. Sensational. It shows me how good you are at what you do. So salute to that, yeah? But don't buy a word of what you're saying, right? If you are trying to tell me, because ultimately, 45 million, you nearly with the base made 45 million sound a lot for a 25-year-old. Nearly, right?
Maybe,
but it's not. Right? It's not a lot for 45 million. It's not a lot. Secondly, you know what? If he only gets 10 goals, everything else he brings Arsenal is a damn sight more than Jadon, Sancho, Rashford, Havertz. you know what? I'll be 100. Grealish, like I can keep listing Werner. I can keep listing players. For me,
but my context, my angle's different. It's not about.
Let me say.
I know he's going to work hard. I know he's going to chat back Robertson. But in terms of Jesus coming to Arsenal and saying, right, at the Brazil coach, I want to play here. I want to show you. I'm going to give you that. I just feel like Gabriel Jesus is, I'm happy to play in everywhere. As long as I'm playing, I'm cool with that. I think Arsenal want more now.
I'll be 100, yeah? Systems. Systems is about players that can play in multiple positions, right? So, again, that's what my guy can do.
Yeah, but
I hear what you're saying. You're trying, you're like, for Gabriel Jesus, you would have been better saying something like, he's moving from City to Arsenal, and so he needs to prove that he can work elsewhere. For me, 45 million for Gabriel Jesus
is a bargain.
We already know. We spoke earlier on knowing, like, Basuma for 25 million is going to be worth the money. Gabriel Jesus at 25 for 45 million is already worth the money.
So, he's worth the money. Okay, we think he's worth the money. But in terms of him going to Arsenal, and we'll get your say on this, boys. Obviously, me and the Daps are debating this now. Where does he go there for you?
Right, so me personally, we all know for City, wide right has been his best position.
Yeah, that's the point I was making about him.
However,
right. But
Grizz said something sensational earlier, right? When we were talking about, I hope you're enjoying that, Grizz. What you got?
Fuck knows.
Don't let him divert, Grizz.
I've got another name as well.
So Grizz said something that was sensational earlier when he was talking on.
One second, I'll come to you straight after. 1 second, I will come to you straight after.
When he was talking on game time, and it wasn't how much game time Gabriel Jesus has had at City. It was how many consistent games on the bounce through the middle he has had. Yeah,
not many.
Now, you go back to his first season, consistently playing through the middle, he scored 9 in 11, right? He then got injured. Then after that, has been playing second fiddle to Aguero, has never said a word, never said boo to a goose, right? So that's where mentality, I'm thinking this is mad, because my guy's mentality as a young Brazilian that's not playing first fiddle, he's never moaned, ever. Every time Pep calls on him, he puts in a shift, yeah? No, you understand that. Yeah. This is playing wide right, right? Yeah. Because that's where Pep is choosing to play him. However, if we go back to when a manager trusted him and played him through the middle, he scored 9 in 11, right? So therefore, we can all say...
So you're going to go to Arsenal and say he's going to play probably number 9 then?
Oh, he's going Arsenal to play number 9.
Okay, and that's what I'm saying. Okay, if he is, he needs to go in there and own it and make that position fully his.
First season. Jadon Sancho, second season.
No, but I feel like Jesus is time in the Prem, his time establishing himself right wing and striker. No, I feel like Jesus can go into the Arsenal team and do that. Guys, do you know what? This is brilliant.
He's a shout. He's definitely a shout, but I've got 2 names that obliterate Jesus from the get-go. And the only reason why I haven't mentioned him because I wanted Kai in there from a Chelsea perspective. Mitrovic at Fulham, and Callum,
Mitrovic is a great shout as well.
And Everton striker, what's his name?
Calvert-Lewin.
Big seasons for both of them. Big season for Calvert-Lewin. And definitely Mitrovic, because when you trash up the Championship like that after your last Prem season that you was in, I wasn't really too impressed with him at Newcastle in the Prem, and he's being looked at as this type of striker. You know what I mean? Old-fashioned a little bit. Can he really do it in the Prem? Is he a Championship striker? This is going to decide whether Mitrovic is a Championship striker, whether he's that level, or if he's actually ready for the Prem. His numbers are going to speak for itself. Yeah. I know he's not in a great Fulham side, but listen, you got to start from somewhere. But Calvert-Lewin is definitely a shout, because this kid he was talked up a lot. Lots of potential. He's going to be this. He's going to be that. England squad, and last season he went missing. He was poor. So
I think all that credit I gave you for your mad shots earlier, you've just gone down in my estimation with a Mitrovic shot.
What, you think Mitrovic is going to bang?
No, I think there's no need for him to be stepping up and put pressure on him like that. He's coming from Fulham. He's coming to the Premier League. He's done amazing in the Championship. Leave him alone.
Now, it's his second time, though.
It's his second time up here. Look how many goals he scored.
Look at the people that we're talking about, right? And then you've gone to little Mitrovic.
Yeah, because I'm trying to make it. I'm trying to not just have pure big 6 names in there. Do you know what I mean?
I hear you.
For Fulham, all right. So let me come up with this from this angle. If Fulham want to stop being a yo-yo team and going up and down, Mitrovic has to step up and score the goals and show that he's not just going to do it in the Championship. He's going to do it in the Premier League, or they're going to go straight back down. He's under pressure. The relegation
not just for him, not just for Fulham, for him as well. Does he
No,
want to
relegation
actually?
battle is
He's
huge.
an old man. Leave him alone. He's
not
man.
old. How old is
He's
Mitrovic?
Mitrovic is
not
old,
old.
man. Mitrovic is
No, he's
old.
not. He's not old. No, he's not, Grizz. He's not
Come on,
old.
check. Come on, check me. He looks old, then, innit? What are you saying? He
He's
looks old.
27. He's in his
I think
prime.
about
He's in
28,
his prime.
27.
Mitrovic is 27 years old, in his prime, after ripping up the championship,
Yeah, he
blowing
is.
away the record, and is now coming to the Premier League for the second
Grizz,
time.
it's just because he looks
Nah.
like a bouncer on your typical Friday
Nah,
night. That's
bro.
why.
Mad
Nah,
bouncer
bro.
still. Mad bouncer. Serbian, mad bouncer. What are you saying? I ain't saying nothing.
He's 27.
No.
He's in his prime.
I'll leave.
What are you saying?
Don't
I ain't saying nothing, bro.
I'm just gonna say this: if you're gonna have to pick between Kai Havertz or Gabriel Jesus,
If you're trying to get Kai Havertz out there, you're
No, I'm not.
cheeky
I just said I'm not. I'm just mentioning other names ahead of
Yeah,
Jesus.
let's
Okay,
go.
don't try to infiltrate. Don't try to infiltrate.
I said Havertz first. I want Havertz in that team. I'm
No,
just saying,
sorry, fuck this. If
Mitrovic
Jesus
and Calvert-Lewin
being thrown
over
in the mix
Jesus.
and Jadon
I like the
Sancho goes
Calvert-Lewin
back
one.
in the fucking mixer.
yeah.
No, I like the Calvert-Lewin
100%.
one because so hyped up, done fuck all, injured. You know what I mean? Dress sense doubtful,
Everton,
and all that business. Dodgy dress sense and all of that business. Needs to prove he's a footballer.
He's Calvert-Lewin's a shout. If we were
Calvert-Lewin's a
doing
shout.
a bench, he'd be on the bench.
We've got 5 more minutes.
No,
We'll
Ty,
wrap it- we'll
I gotta
wrap it up.
stop you for a second.
Go on, go.
You got Jadon Sancho out of this team because
How?
it was his first season in the Premier League, and it was going into his second season. And you want to try to put Gabriel Jesus in this team before he's
costs
even
half
kicked
the
the ball
money.
with Arsenal.
Also, how much? Hold on. How much is Jadon Sancho on? 300
Jadon
and
Sancho?
300 and
Room in
Jadon
about
Sancho is
300
the
grand a
fourth
week.
highest paid player in the Premier League, bro.
yeah.
I should
Okay.
have let you lot deal
Rashford
with
out.
this.
Income Sancho. Yep.
Nah.
Income
Rashford's
Sancho.
gotta be in over Sancho. No.
Wheel him out. Wheel the star.
No, it's
out,
cool.
put him out.
No. Wheel out Rashford and get ready to put him back in through the fucking middle.
Get Rashford out.
Who said Gabriel Jesus?
Because Ty,
Ty,
you had
Ty.
a point
Ty,
earlier.
you're my host tonight. You're my host, so I gotta keep it like respectful and that. But that's a howler.
Nah,
Yeah, you're my host.
I don't think it's a howler.
Matisse
But
was not
That's a howler.
I don't think it's a howler.
straight-
I
howler.
understand where you're coming from because Jesus does need to show that he can be the main man in the team. I think that's the aspect you should come at it from, and the fact that Arsenal have to
Give
finish
the
top
guy
four.
a chance. I think the reasons what Dap said, the guy has taken the plunge to leave the best team in Europe, one of the best teams in Europe, one of the most elite coaches of all time.
Play that many games because the depth that's coming in. Alvarez,
That's not moaning. I think that's brave. I think he's
Mates in the
made a bit.
voice.
He's happy.
Very good at
That's
convincing.
He could-
brave
no,
for
but-
World Cup year. Nah.
Try. He could have been happy to be happy, like you're suggesting he was. Because the thing is, I'll tell you why. I'll break your argument down. You came with a Brazil argument, which is happy to be happy any position, but then you're saying, but Man City, he's gone and stepped his foot, stepped on the gas and said, "Look, I'm leaving. I'm making a career out of myself. I'm going to be my own man." So you can't have it both ways and say he was soft for Brazil, but then he's moving from Man City not to be that soft player that happy to be there. So I think give him a chance, and then if he doesn't, then we put pressure on him next season. But
Thank you.
Fair.
Right, so
I could
back to
see him-
Jadon and Rashford.
All right, so do you know
I
what?
can see him getting 15 plus goals in the league easy.
Agreed.
I think
no,
he was
see, this
happy
one I'm
with
saying.
it.
You go crazy, innit? You're known to go crazy.
15 is not a lot.
Yeah, Egal's known to go crazy,
15
innit?
is
This
not
is
a
what
lot, Grizz.
it took 1 hour 40 minutes. It took
swear
1
you-
hour 40
Hold on,
minutes.
young man. Hold on. I remember one time in here 2 years ago,
Yeah, Martial
where
got
you
17.
but you were saying in all comps.
No,
15 is not a lot of goals.
So
Grizz.
15
In the
is
league.
just the league.
In the league.
Yeah, 15 is not bad, but I think Jesus can get 15. I don't think that's whoa.
He ain't
I
getting
mean, this
15 goals
man-
in the
I
league.
didn't say
Ty
20.
putting up the
I didn't
comments,
say he's going to get golden boot.
and I got soups
just
on the
said
buttons
15.
doing the team. So
He's
this is
already
very-
gotten 14 in the league at Man City playing 10 of those games as a sub.
Yeah, but Man
Exactly.
City
Getting
and
15,
Arsenal, what are you
like
saying?
you
Where you
said,
going with
getting
this?
a goal.
Grizz.
That justifies
Where you going with
what
this?
you just said.
Man City and Arsenal, where you going with this?
No.
That's your club there, Grizz.
I do
Arteta
think
and that.
I do
Shut
think
up your mouth.
I do
Yeah,
think
Egal, you shot
we
yourself.
create enough chances. We just didn't have the proper finishers. Aubameyang, when he was playing, he was not playing to the skill sets of how a striker should have played. And Lacazette was winded. He couldn't even get into the box.
The players that got 15 goals or more last season, Vardy, I don't know how the hell he stuck in there, but he did. Jota, De Bruyne, Mane, Kane, Ronaldo, Son, and Salah. Those are the
So
only
there's
players.
about 7 or 8 there. Yeah,
Yeah.
see, for me, if Jesus goes and gets 15, I'm not surprised.
If Jesus goes in that, no, you should be. If Jesus goes into those names of players, we're applauding him, man.
Yep.
That is
That
some
shows
big-
that I do rate his ability, though, at the same time.
It's
do
not
rate him.
Jesus. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's not-
it's
yeah, it's not
actually
Jesus.
But I think this has been a very, very good show. There's still 107
Right.
watching, so,
So
we're gonna have to vote, and then
so it's between
Jesus
Jesus.
and Jesus. Really.
Jesus. No, it's no, bro. Stop wiggling. Jadon, Sancho, and Rashford out of this. They're both in the equation. We can play Rashford through the middle because
One of them are getting in. One of those two are getting in, by the way.
No,
I'm
one
happy
of them.
for both.
I think both. For me,
I
I'd play
think both.
Sancho.
What you
on the
take? You
wide
take
and
Kai
I'd play
Havertz out of
Rashford in the
this?
middle.
I wouldn't
That's
take
just
Kai
me.
Havertz out of this.
I'm keeping Kai
Hold on,
Havertz.
it's a hard one.
I'm putting
It's a hard
Jadon
one.
Sancho.
Are you going Kai Havertz and then Rashford and Sancho on the wings?
What's the no Grealish?
Even better, yes.
Be honest,
I
I'm not
am.
gonna lie.
I am. I am.
I would take. Look, I personally, even being a Liverpool fan, I would take Grealish out.
Yeah, and put in Sancho.
See you later, Jack.
So what,
Sensational
we're going
season.
Sancho and Rashford in.
No,
yeah?
no, but let's do the vote in it because I don't want to. Like, what's the vote saying?
You know what? No, it's a voting thing. Like for me, like I've got Rashford in, but I haven't got Sancho in. That's my vote.
Sancho first one for me. I don't know what
Rashford
the
has
vote
to
saying.
be.
I'm
Egal,
putting
Matisse,
Sancho, Grealish,
Sancho, Grealish.
and
Also-
Kai Havertz.
Say your pairs. Actually, say your pairs. So Matisse, who's your pair on the wing?
I would say definitely. I would say yeah, Rashford.
Yeah.
We never spoke about Martinelli, but I'm gonna let it slide.
He's a backup.
You know Sancho, Matisse.
Yeah, I'll go
why you
Sancho.
doing
Don't
go
mention
Sancho.
Martinelli because you know we're going for another 50 minutes.
I'll go Sancho.
So okay,
There's
you're
two.
going Rashford, Sancho. Okay,
Two Rashford,
Grizz.
Sancho.
Yeah, Rashford, Sancho all day, every day.
Okay, Egal,
2022.
It doesn't
Grealish-
matter because I'm
Grealish,
saying the
Sancho.
same.
Grealish, Sancho. Okay, and then Daps,
No,
what are you?
I'm saying Jadon and Rashford.
Okay, it's done. My vote doesn't matter. I would have said Grealish and Rashford. So yeah, I would have.
Hold
yeah.
on, there's still space for Jesus because now we need through the middle.
So we need through the
Are
middle.
we all in
So,
agreement? Havertz.
Matisse said
I'm going Havertz.
Lewin. Then there was Havertz, and then there was Jesus.
I think Calvert-Lewin is a wide. That's a left shout, but that's a wicked shout.
No, it's a
Yeah,
good
it
shout.
is.
It's a
Very good shout.
Yeah.
Very good
I
shout.
think.
You would think to Arsenal for 60 million, Grizz.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
He's had a shit season.
That's what I'm saying. So
People are
for
going mad that
Everton,
there's no Grealish, but I think
for
Grealish
Everton-
had a better season than Sancho.
for Everton to step up again, the philosophy, the theory that you use for little Fulham, why are you not using that for big Everton? I don't get that
Big.
shout. That's why I don't get.
I said Calvert-Lewin.
No, but that's why I'm keeping Mitrovic out of your mouth. So I'm keeping Mitrovic out of your mouth for that because I think there's a little Chelsea West London little.
There
team
is
going on
there is
with
absolutely no beef with
Yeah,
Fulham.
yeah, yeah. I see through you, brother. I see through you. Yeah?
Imagine,
He didn't even know they'd come up yesterday.
Imagine beefing with Fulham. There is no.
I'm a
beef
veteran.
whatsoever.
I'm a veteran. I know Matisse, man.
There
I've
is
been
no
working
beef with
him
Fulham
for years.
whatsoever.
Yeah, so he just tried to sly in a little Fulham West London
Bro,
thing, man. Leave
yesterday I
Fulham.
asked him who came up, and he didn't even know Fulham had come up.
No, he knows his shit.
No, I did
trust
name all
me.
three of them. It took me a while though. I forgot.
Event-
But I like the Calvert. If Everton have got any hope of staying up, especially if Richarlison gone, Calvert-Lewin needs to
I
step
think
up.
Albert's a very
That's
good
the
shout.
same logic applied for Fulham. If
Shut up
Fulham
about
have any
Fulham.
chance of staying up, then Mitrovic has to slap.
Little
Matisse,
Fulham,
you
big
just named both
Everton.
of them, bro.
You
We
think
can't
okay?
put
Well,
both in.
let's just let Fulham just get relegated again for the 50.
And they're happy with that. They're happy to be
That's their
happy.
model. That's their model.
We got Blake, man. It looks like we're gonna have to run this.
Everton
back
are
to our
the
side, man.
Everton. Yeah, Fulham are like the Jesus of Brazil.
It's Calvert-Lewin. Do you know? I'm gonna be the Michael Buffer. Let's get ready to rumble.
Calvert-Lewin is lucky
It's,
to not be
it's
there.
Havertz versus Calvert-Lewin. It looks like.
Yeah,
Jesus is
I'd
his
say
way
that.
out. You're lucky, Egal. Next time we'll come back. to
Hey,
it.
and Egal, see how I've got your back. Make
Yeah,
sure
he's
you
got
treat
you,
my
he's got
boy
you.
proper.
Listen, you don't have to worry about that. We're good over here. We got Jesus. man. We're good.
Calvert-Lewin versus
Gonna be
Havertz.
treated
Like
well.
Steve says.
Don't worry.
What we
Can-
doing? Do you know
alright,
what? Speed
can,
date.
can I do this to settle
course.
this? Right?
Mhm.
Can I take out Sancho, put Kai on the right, put Rashford on the left, and put Calvert-Lewin down the middle?
Wow, that's
I don't think
For me, Calvert-Lewin has more to prove than Sancho, and I'll tell you why. Because at least you could say with Sancho that, like you all mentioned, with same thing with Grealish, better manager. He hasn't been working with no Ollie,
Shut up, man.
terrible toxic environment. For me, you have to. Yeah, Calvert-Lewin has to do something this season. He can't have a shocking season.
I'm
He has
agreeing
to.
with that,
He has
part, but
to.
I'm not taking out Sancho. You're just on a pure pep in a semi-final of a Champions League day. You just totally confused the team, the shape, everything.
DCL has not been as bad as you guys think because he was injured majority of the season.
So he needs to be fit. Availability is your best ability.
Are we gonna apply by that standards? Because it's not about him being a bad player. It's about him being injured.
He still needs to be better though, 100%. So a lot of things.
100% agree, but I wouldn't put
But
it.
that's but hold on. We chose as a collective Tierney for that reason, Egal. So we have to keep same energy for.
I feel like the selection choices at left back are not as much as the forwards. The forwards, you can look at players, be like, they have a 72 million pound price tag and they're not performing. You can say Kai Havertz, 70 something million price tag, not performing. You look at DCL and you say to yourself, this is a guy who was injured. His team got into a relegation battle. He got fit and got them out of that relegation battle. So
who got them out of the relegation battle?
What are you talking about?
We actually, you know what? It's mad. We actually have to try and make a decision. Grizz was messaging me for 20 minutes ago. Wrap it up. Now he's deep into it.
Do you know what? This is what I love, because when we've got, like I said earlier, I proper had to work hard to get a sensational panel together, and it was like, I need to make sure we don't overgo on this, because I don't want these men to never come back on again. Right, but right now, you man are making me think, guys, come on, man.
Bro, I got work in 6 hours and I don't care.
Same with me, girl. I'm up at 6, man. I'm thinking, but you know what? I love it because the content's great. We've still got 170 watching, which shows people know how good this debate is. Like we said, it's not been done on other channels. So make sure you are liking the video and subscribing as well. So far, we have got, as you can see on here, we've got, which ones are there? There's a few mixed up here. But to be fair, let's not go with us forwards yet. But we've got Tierney, Varane, Maguire, Pereira, De Gea, and Ndidi, Van der Beek, Keita. And we just need to get this front three nailed in. We just need to do it.
The problem is Matisse is a workhorse. He'll be here for hours. Yeah, he's fine.
Can I just
say
this?
Two forwards forward.
Can I just say this? The manager is the easiest one out of the lot. And I just want to bring it out there before anyone else says it. Arteta, no question about it, has to get out of the top 4 of the Europa League. That's it.
Brilliant.
Simple. The most pressure out of every single manager in the Premier League by far, in my opinion.
Okay, that's your shout.
That's done.
And I'm saying Calvert-Lewin. Can we just have a quick vote on Calvert-Lewin?
Yeah.
Like, I'm on Calvert-Lewin.
So am I.
I'm on Kai Havertz.
Okay, we need one more for Calvert-Lewin.
I want both of them in.
Ty?
I'm gonna go.
You can't have them both.
Yeah,
all right, but then I'm sticking with Kai then. Fuck it.
If I had to pick out of the two, I'm going with Calvert-Lewin over Havertz. Yep.
Okay, so
I would have said Calvert-Lewin as well. I think Calvert-Lewin might have been the shout of the show.
Yeah,
because it was. We all would have forgot him, and it was like,
and that shows why he should be in, because we forgot him. Yeah.
The nerd came with the notes. He came through with the notes as usual.
Love that. So we're gonna
always does it.
Calvert-Lewin. I think personally, throwing out there, right? We do a Rashford or Sancho. For me, Rashford over Sancho.
It's both.
Some people want Havertz in. Yeah.
I think
for me, if I had to go,
I think we should have played a different formation.
You know what? No, there you go. I'm going to make it easier. If it's a Calvert-Lewin, I've got it in there. 4-3-3. If there's 2 positions left out of the 3, we've got 3 players: Havertz, Sancho, and Rashford. For me, Rashford definitely is one of them, and that's what I think we'll all agree with. It's picking out Sancho and Havertz.
Guys, I think Matisse is fucking.
If we'd gone 4-2-3-1, 4-2-3-1,
no, fuck 4-2-3-1. Just go 4-2-4, 4-4-2. I think he smashed it.
Are you taking out midfield then? Nah.
I'm telling you, man, you could take out one of the midfielders.
Who do we have in midfield again?
And
he's going to try and take out Keita. Let's not do this.
No way. No. 4-3-3, yeah.
Yeah, Grizz, you're grinning. You know you're about to take out Keita.
Grizz is a demon, man.
We're playing checkers. That's what it is.
He tried coming with the 90th minute equaliser there, Grizz.
Grizz is a demon. Oh my days.
I'm just saying Matisse smashed it.
Willie Hatton on the side as well.
I'm not going to lie to you though. If I'm being completely honest, I would have.
There's more of a case. Yeah. There's more of a case for the likes of Havertz and Sancho and Rashford than Ndidi for me personally.
Oh, Ndidi, you're taking out. Oh lord.
Yeah. For me, but I'll keep Keita then. There you go. Fair.
Again, if you're not careful.
There's more of a case.
2 hours.
There's a more case for them brothers that we mentioned at the end to step up than Ndidi to step up.
Did you not hear my talk on Ndidi earlier?
Probably not.
He was being linked for big boy money to every single club, and now no one's even speaking his name.
These forwards got to step up, you know. Hey,
that is it. I think
okay, no problem.
Yeah. Let's do that. Are we all kind of? Are we 8?
I'm all right with that. I'm all right with that. I am all right with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do think Jadon Sancho wasn't that bad.
100% with Jadon Sancho was in there.
Wow, that is 1 hour 55 of absolute great chaos. Should I call it?
Pardon me.
That's what I'm gonna call it. That was Brilliant. As you can see, people, if you've just locked in now, still 160 of you watching, make sure you are liking, subscribing to all the guys in the panel down in the title below. Grizz, Egal TV, Matisse, all the football family. Make sure you're supporting. And for Manchester United content, chuff the tunnel below and feed the goat for Man City. Big up the panel, like Usman says, loving the debate. There we go. Got my words out. And what we've done, guys, is a starting 11 of players that must step up this season. It has been an absolute madness, like Alex says, and I'm going to go through it. It's De Gea in goal, left back Kieran Tierney, centre back Rafael Varane and Harry Maguire, Ricardo Pereira from Leicester at right back. We've got Wilfred Ndidi in the holding role with Donny van der Beek, Naby Keita, and a front three of Rashford, Calvert-Lewin, and Havertz. Now, we know we're not going to be able to please you all, of course, but it's a football debate. And if you do disagree and you want to get your comments in a polite way, of course, please comment below. That's what the YouTube family is there for. And we will interact with you guys and we'll, you know, put it into a debate and that. So, yeah, guys, as you can see, that is the team so far. I'm just going to get through a couple comments. Big up, great show. Big up, everyone. Love that.
Great Brush, show. Always locked in.
You're always locked in. Next show should be underrated 11. Great idea. Thank you, Vlash. Me and Dax will speak about that.
You shouldn't have put that up there. That won't be our next show now because someone else is going to take it. Grizz is nodding already. Yep.
I love it.
There's a reason why I don't release these
Grizz,
about 2 hours before.
Grizz, you can get us back on your channel then, and we'll do that.
100%. Great idea.
Guys, we'll go through you, Matisse. We'll just quickly speed date it through. Matisse, are you happy with this? What's the overall thought? And I hope you enjoyed the stream, by the way.
Yeah, it was brilliant. Quality idea, honestly, guys. Big up for thinking of this. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I do feel like Sancho and Grealish have obviously got away with it, but I feel like we're trying to think out of the box here, which is good because they're very predictable shouts. So yeah, I like that team. Arteta, I love that. There we go. Grizz's favorite guy, right there, chilling in the.
I could have said Rodgers, but no one would have listened.
I would have backed you on Rodgers, you know.
Yeah, no, I think Rodgers just needs to leave. Honestly, I don't know why Rodgers is still there.
Love that, Grizz. What about you, man? You enjoyed the show? Anything? You're looking at this team, you happy with it?
Yeah, absolute pleasure. The Ndidi shout, I'm not too keen on, but the rest of it, yeah, wicked. But wicked idea, brilliant content. Keep up the great work. It's been a pleasure chatting to you all on a serious level. And you know what I mean? Just keep churning out the great content that you guys are doing. Everyone like, subscribe. These people are doing great work and they're great people. I keep saying it, but that's the first and foremost. I hate going on shows where there's not great people. I'm going to be honest. And you guys are great people. That's the main thing.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you. And you know what? Like I said, Matisse, big up yourself. Grizz, yourself as well. And Egal, every time for coming on. Egal, looking at that, of course, with the shout of Arteta, but looking at the team, you happy with it? And I hope you enjoyed the stream as well, man.
100%, very happy with it. I would have still tried to get Sancho in there, but we're not going to talk about that any further. But yeah, big up for having me. Congrats on 3K. Big up to everyone who's jumped on. Grizz, Matisse, Dabs, and Ty. You already know what it is, man. Appreciate it.
Love that. And I'm going to make it big. Yeah, suits as well. Big up every single time. I'm going to make the screen bigger now, people. But like I said, this is the starting 11 team of people that need to step up this season. Only right, I go over to my Never Foul co-founder and host with me. That's what you got to say for the people, man.
I liked it. Good show. I've tried to be a bit more quiet as well. But thanks to the panel that came on, like I keep saying, the panels in particular, the panels for every single Never Foul show now, I'm trying to really put a lot of effort into, but this show in particular is like the one where I'm only letting people that can actually talk football and not just shout over people on point score. So there is a reason why I'm picking people. Tomorrow night, 10 p.m, City United, myself and Double A, and 9 p.m. on Matisse's Twitch, the Love Island Watch Along, which is becoming one of my favorite shows of the week because it's not football.
Yeah, same. Literally.
And yeah, just keep showing the love, loving that we're back and people are sticking with us. So thank you.
Yeah, man. Now, massive thank you as well, man. We come up with the content about 2 weeks ago, hitting it regular. And like I said, without you guys in the comments as well, you guys don't think you're invisible. You're massively important. You make a big part of the show. You support Egal, support Grizz, support Matisse, and subscribe down below as well. All the channels are there. Easy, visible for you to get on there. And I know me and Grizz have got something coming up very soon, so stay tuned for that as well. We'll be announcing that very, very soon. And guys, yeah, all I can say is Matisse personally, Grizz, Egal, thank you so much for coming on, man. Massively appreciate it. It's been a brilliant show. And yeah, guys, get your comments in if you agree or disagree. And on that note, we'll be back with more content soon. We're out.